No, we're all just some bricks in the wall. All in all, we're all just some bricks in the wall. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. We don't need no education. We don't need no forced control. No more grooming in the classroom. Teachers, leave those kids alone. Hey, teachers, leave those kids alone. All in all, you're all just some bricks in the wall. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. All in all, you're all just some bricks in the wall. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. I don't need no arms around me. Got no strings that hold me down. Upon the wall I see the writing. Ain't nobody to calm me down. There ain't nobody ever gonna calm me down. All in all, you're all just some bricks in the wall. All in all, you're all just some bricks in the wall. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. All in all, you're all just some bricks in the wall. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. We don't need no education. We don't need no forced control. No more grooming in the classroom. Teachers, leave those kids alone. Hey, teachers, leave those kids alone. All in all, you're all just some bricks in the wall. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. All in all, you're all just some bricks in the wall. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. All in all, you're all just some bricks in the wall. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. Oh yeah, Big Daddy, we're back, baby. We're back. All in all, they were all just some bricks in the wall. All in all, I'm just another brick in the wall. All right. If you got them, spark them up. If you got them, pour them. Big Daddy is alive and on the air, baby. Got a really big show tonight. All right, I got myself a shot poured. Let me go ahead and take a shot here. Oh, yeah. Gonna be one of those kind of shows. I was gonna fire one up last night, but it got a little late on me. And anytime I take the fucking air, I gotta bring that energy, you know? Gotta bring the fucking energy. All right. Yeah, Big Daddy. Friday Night Tights needs an entire panel to mimic just a fraction of my power. Welcome to the show. My last show, it got fucking yeeted. It was so fucking fire. YouTube had to fucking take that one down. It was up for a few days. Then something happened. Like, oh no, misinformation. Yes, of the medical variety. I was gonna chop it up and re-upload it in various areas, but there was no real specifics on what exactly, and I was just fucking ripping the mic so much about that kind of shit. It's like, fuck, it really could be anything. Because I was real careful about not saying the fucking words, you know. I always use the word jab, shit like that. So it might have been a certain bit that I played that got hit, or somebody flagged me manually, and YouTube went and had one of their real people look at it and like, oh fuck no, we got to take this guy down. It's like, I mean, you could swing a dead cat at any one of my fucking live streams and find something you could strike me for if you really wanted to. The nail that sticks up gets hammered down. That's why I prefer to have not many people watching me. Because anytime I start getting like a large audience, and when I start getting a lot of people watching me, then that's when fucking shit happens. I start getting struck and shit. That's what happens. Speak truth to wokeness. But I keep on keeping on. I keep on keeping on. Keep on speaking that truth to wokeness. Yeah, I've been proven right on everything. I mean, there's nothing I've ever said that's been proven wrong, that it's been false. Anytime they try to censor you, that's when you know you're fucking saying something that's correct. Because if it was just bullshit or whatever, then it's just bullshit. No one should care. Yeah. Motherfuckers. But it is what it is. At least I haven't been taken out with a drone yet. Could be worse. Could be worse. Yeah. Could be fucking way worse. Good thing I live a pretty chill life, though. Glad I don't live in the city. Go to fucking buy something at the store and everything's all locked up. God, I would hate to live a life like that. You know, a lot of people think all we gotta do is vote the right people in. Yeah, I would like to hope to believe that, but yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we can vote our way out of this one. Yeah. Good thing I've got a nice, chill, peaceful lifestyle. Got my dog next to me hanging out. Just puffing on a stogie, sipping on some good coffee. Got a bottle to sip on. Yeah. Could be worse. Could be living in a fucking third world shithole and gonna fight a war or something. It could be way worse. A lot of people think there's going to be some sort of a revolution or a Boogaloo 2, something like that. Like, no, that ain't going to happen. Not in America, not in this country. Nope. Until every fucking city and small town in America looks just like Berlin at the height of Weimar fucking Germany, nothing's going to change. Not a goddamn thing, unfortunately. And we still got a long way to go till that happens. Yep. They're going to try to kill us all too, poison us. What they want to do is like fucking slowly do it. Like a torture of the soul. We will torture your soul. It's not just us, it's the animals too. They're coming after our livestock, coming after the cows, coming after the chickens. Hear about that one? Bird flu. It's like, bird flu. I hope they don't use this one as the catalyst to lock everybody down. But in order to check to see if the cows have the bird flu, they want to go in there and check all of the fucking cattle in America, stick those swabs up their nose and shit like that. What they're going to do is they're going to have what they want to transfer on those swabs, and they're going to transfer it to the fucking cows. So any farmer, if a goddamn government agency wants to come test your cows for bird flu, for the love of God, do not allow them to do it. Yeah, they're gonna fucking poison us. Well, they already are. They've poisoned the food, the water, the air. They're poisoning the animals too now. I got this chicken feed. I tried to feed my chickens, threw it out to them. The chickens were treating the feed like it was radioactive. They wouldn't even fucking go near it. And chickens will literally tear apart cow feces to get to the seeds. I had this American cheese that I use for cheeseburgers, and I baited my rodent traps with the American cheese. And guess what? The rodents wouldn't even touch the fucking cheese. Think about that for a second. The rodents wouldn't touch the cheese. That's when you know they've poisoned the fucking food, when rats won't eat cheese anymore. Yep. Best thing you can do is grow your own food, I guess. Shit. Not everybody can do that, though. Even if you try to eat healthy foods, what they do is they spray these foods with glyphosate. So you think you're eating healthy, but really it's got that fucking Roundup shit on it. That's just as bad as eating GMO food. Well, the fucking shit's GMO too. Everybody knows about Monsanto and what they've done to the crops. A lot of people remember that story about the bees, how the bees are missing. What's happening to the bees? And then all of a sudden you stop hearing about the bees anymore. Oh, the bees are no longer going missing or whatever. You want to know the real story behind what was going on with the bees? Turns out they were having a very adverse reaction to the Roundup that was being sprayed on the crops. The bees wanted nothing to do with it. It was the fucking Roundup. But since Monsanto is so powerful and the fucking lobby is such, nobody ever found out about it. That's what happened with the bees. All of the small mom and pop farmsteads that didn't use the Roundup on their crops and just everything was all natural, there was nothing wrong with their bees. Yeah, there's been multiple studies done. There's been like whistleblowers. There's been documentaries done. It was the Roundup that was the thing that was killing all the bees. Yeah. What they want to do is they want to, well, anytime you start fucking with nature, it always causes an adverse domino effect. Like I spoke about this on my last live stream about what Mao and the communists did in China in order to prevent the sparrows from eating the grain. They enacted a campaign to kill every sparrow on Chinese soil, kill all of the sparrows. And that's what they did. They put out these propaganda posters and they armed the children with slingshots, and Chinese children and the peasants, everybody were killing every sparrow they can see. And what happened was, without any sparrows around to eat the insects end up completely wiping out their fucking crops, and it led to the deaths of millions of people. I talked about in India when they were having a cobra problem. So the government put a bounty out on cobras. They paid like 10 rupees for every head of every cobra or something like that. So what these Indian people did was they started cobra farms. They started breeding the cobras so that they could, kill them, take the heads, and go cash them in. And when the Indian government found out about it, they revoked the bounty on the cobras. So all of these people that were breeding the cobras, what they did then was just release the cobras into the wild. So what happened was the cobra population increased tenfold. Anytime government gets involved in anything, anytime the balance of nature gets upset in such a way, it always leads to bad shit. Yeah. Fucking China. A lot of people think they're going to try to make a play on Taiwan, start World War III. I don't think so. They would have to rely heavily upon the Russians. Anybody who's been to Chinese cities, they all tell you the same thing. Like imagine like a really, really dilapidated, rundown building but it's got a fresh coat of paint on it, so it looks good from the outside, but it's rotted from the inside. That's basically China in a nutshell. Like they had to fire shitloads of their military ministers here recently because it found out that they were putting water in their fucking rocket fuel. Like if something popped off, they wouldn't even be able to defend their homeland because all of their rockets have fucking water in there instead of rocket fuel. Yeah, it's just like anything communist or China. I mean, think about all of the shit you buy from China, just how cheap and shitty it is and how it falls apart. That's like the Chinese military. Like all of the shit they make, it's going to start falling apart on them the very second shit starts popping off. Yeah, back in Vietnam days, they would have these things called Potemkin villages. What it was is it was a fake village that they pretended was operational, but it wasn't really operational. But from the outside, it looked like it was a real village, a Potemkin village. China is a Potemkin superpower. That's what it is. It's a Potemkin superpower. From the outside, it looks like a superpower, but when you really, really look at it, you realize what it really is. It's rotted from within. Yeah, if shit ever popped off between the U.S. and China, they would have to rely heavily upon the Russians to do a lot of the heavy lifting. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe Trump will get elected and prevent World War III from happening. I doubt it. They're trying to throw his ass in jail. Yeah, I hear they just indicted him on 34 different charges or something like that. Yeah. What I think they want to do is they want to get him in jail. And it doesn't matter how they get him in jail, they want to get him in jail. Put him behind bars and then allow him to interact with the general population. Put him in Gen Pop. That's what they want to do. I think that's what they ultimately want to do. Just get him in Gen Pop. That way he doesn't have any bodyguards around him. And what they ultimately want to do is just hopefully cross their fingers and pray that they put out enough negative propaganda about Trump that once he's in Gen Pop, some prisoner is just going to come up and shank him and take care of him. And like that, they got full plausible deniability. Like, hey, it wasn't us. It was some crazy random prisoner that did it. Yeah, you got to understand the nature of how these people are. Yeah, it's called plausible deniability. Like, hey, it wasn't us. It was the prisoners. Like, no, you fuckers, if you hadn't have done the witch hunt and put him in jail, then he wouldn't have got shanked. Like, no. And if they can't do that, what they'll do is they'll probably Epstein his ass, but for real Epstein him. Like, not what happened to Epstein for real, like how they smuggled him out and he's sipping Mai Tais on a beach in Tel Aviv. No, I'm talking about really Epstein him. Like the narrative. Like, oh, look at what Epstein did. He yeeted himself. He Minecraft himself. But like, there's two different Epstein narratives and two different levels of Epstein conspiracy theorists. Well, actually, three, I should say. There's the normie cattle one that thinks that he actually did yeet himself in the prison. And then there's the second level conspiracy, like, oh, he didn't yeet himself. They were the ones that did it. And then there's the people that aren't fucking stupid, know that they smuggled him out of the prison and he's still alive. That's the levels of Epstein conspiracy theories you got going on. And you really tell a person's intelligence level by asking them, what do you think really happened to Epstein? There's only one answer. They smuggled him out of the prison and he's sipping Mai Tais on a beach in Tel Aviv. That's what fucking happened to him. That's what the intelligent people will tell you. But what they'll do is second stage Epstein him. They'll actually, fucking Minecraft him and then say that he did it to himself or whatever. If a prisoner doesn't do the job for them, then that's what they'll do. And anybody that says otherwise, they'll point to that fucking interview he did with Tucker Carlson, where Tucker Carlson asked him, so what do you think happened to Epstein? And I thought, oh God, Trump, you better not fucking say it. You better not fucking say it. And sure enough, he said it. Well, I think he killed himself. Like, oh no. And Tucker Carlson's, why? And Trump explained the reason why he think Epstein Minecrafted himself. He's like, well, he was, used to a lavish lifestyle, and once that lifestyle was taken away from him, then I'm sure he felt depression and sad, and once the depression took over, I'm sure that was all it took to do it, or whatever, something along those lines. I'm like, Trump, you probably just basically signed your own death warrant by saying that, because they're doing everything in their power to try to get your ass behind bars right now. And once they get your ass behind bars and they fucking Epstein your ass, they will go back and say, hey, well, look at what Trump said. He thinks that that Epstein actually yeeted himself because all of his life's luxuries were taken away from him and he got depressed. Trump, all of his life luxuries were taken away from him. He must have got depressed and did the same thing. And they'll point to that fucking interview right there. Yeah. They could get away with it. They could get away with it real fucking easily if they really wanted to. Let's put it that way. But they don't even fucking need to be honest. Because he's a paper tiger. He's even more of a fucking paper tiger than the Chinese. Like I talked about China being a Potemkin superpower. When Trump was president, he was a Potemkin president. That's what he really was. Yeah, give him the fucking reins of power again. See what the fuck he'll do. He'll fuck around on Twitter just like he did last time. He won't build that wall. He won't drain the fucking swamp. And then he won't put aside any sort of stay behind network. And once they get rid of him like that, they'll overturn every good thing he ever did with the stroke of a pen via executive order, just like they did last time. Yeah, it'd be different if he actually learned all of his lessons and actually applied them. But do you really think Trump's going to do anything different than he did last time? No, he's just still going to put swamp rats into power. He's not going to fucking arrest anybody. He's not going to get that wall built. More money is going to go to the Ukraine and Israel than is going to go to the fucking American people. It's going to be the same old shit. Beat the new boss, same as the old boss. Except it'll be 1,000 times worse, because as bad as the left was radicalized during the first 4 years of Trump, they'll become even more fucking radicalized if he gets in there another 4 years. They'll be just like the zombies in 28 Days Later. That's what they'll be like fast zombie mode. Just powered by hate and vitriol. They would literally see this fucking country burn to the ground if it meant a Democrat would rule over its ashes. A lot of people forget how fucking crazy these people are. Yeah, well, the pants-shitting, demented pedophile won the last election by hiding out in a goddamn basement. Maybe Trump can win this one by getting locked up and thrown in fucking solitary. Might be for the best for him. Run the entire country from fucking solitary confinement. Yeah. That would be one way. I mean, the only way, if you actually did try to like wage war with the deep state, you would have to do it from inside of a bunker, because they would do everything in their power to try to take you out, including launching nukes. Yeah, I've done the fucking math on this, so to speak. I'm a one-man think tank. All I do is think about ways to defeat these people. There's only one way and one way alone. The Dr. Strangelove scenario. Yep. Some fucking general is going to have to go completely rogue and use the military against them. It's the only way. The only fucking way. Scenario Strangelove. The chances of that happening, oh god, never gonna happen. First of all, they're taking all of the generals, all of the high-ranking military officers, and they're replacing them with troons and furries and other various sodomites, pride flaggers, alphabet people. Yep. Military's a fucking joke now. Yeah, it actually, I heard a story that kind of warmed my heart here recently. A lot of the recruitment that the military relies upon are people that are like, they've been in it, like it's a family thing. Like their father was a Marine because their grandfather was a Marine, and so on and so forth. The military families, they're the ones that we rely upon mostly. The military families, they're starting to tell their children, hey, don't do it. Don't join the fucking military. Not this one. Not for this fucking country. Don't do it. Once you lose the fucking generational military families, who are you going to fucking replace them with? troons and furries? You gonna have fucking alphabet people fight your fucking wars for you? See how that goes. It'll go perfectly if you decide to wage war against the American people. Yeah, when it really gets down to it and these motherfuckers are ordered to turn their fucking rifles against their fellow citizens, you think they'll disobey the orders? No, they'll follow the fucking orders. They always do. They always fucking do. When have they ever not? When has there ever been a case of history when the orders weren't followed? They'll follow the orders. They always fucking do. Military and the police. That's the reason why they want to disarm the people, because they know what they inevitably want to do to us. It's the reason why they want to take away our guns. They got bad intentions in mind. Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you don't have yourself a good YouTube downloader or something, fucking get one. And make sure you download the stream, because you never fucking know if YouTube's going to yeet it. You never fucking know. I need to find a place to just upload the full streams in their entirety, the ones that do get yeeted. A lot of good material in that last one. Fuck, it was a banger and a half. Almost 4 hours. Yeah, maybe we got enough material to go a good 2 hours. We'll see. We still got to talk about some stupid shit later on. A lot of shit popping off in the Rippaverse, Comicsgate, Griftosphere related shit. Yeah, I talked about scenario Strangelove being the only way to take these fuckers down. As if some military general decided to go completely rogue, use the troops against them. But that scenario's so fucking far from ever happening. But then I got to thinking, there is another scenario, but that scenario is even further than that one. And that would be the double agent scenario. What would happen is a regular old American citizen would have to become a double agent for the American people and pretend to become part of the establishment. And once given the reins of power, then completely flip the script on it and use the power against them. But the only way a person could do that would be if they decided to run as a Democrat, because literally you could get away with fucking murder as a Democrat and you can get elected. I mean, hell, just look at Joe Biden, for fuck's sake. Demented, shits his pants, molested his own daughter, raped Lord only knows how many children, addicted to adrenochrome, fucking just corrupt at every fucking level. But this guy, like, can get elected to the presidency just because he's a Democrat, and he's going to have all of the intelligence agencies behind him. He's going to have the media behind him. He's going to have the entire establishment machine behind him. Therefore, the only way you could pull off the double agent scenario would be as if you did it as a Democrat. But the only problem is people on the right are so fucking stupid when it comes to waging war. That type of idea and scenario is so foreign to them, nobody would ever fucking do it. It would have to take somebody completely outside of the fucking box and just coming in like a fucking lightning bolt and just all of a sudden flipping the whole script on these motherfuckers. And then I saw a certain politician pop onto the scene. And I thought, oh my God, this is the guy. This is the one. He is Neo. He is the one. We don't need scenario Strangelove. We got the guy. He's our guy. This is the guy right here, our double agent for the people. You know who I'm talking about, right? You know who I'm talking about, right? Fetterman. Yep. Dan Fetterman, the double agent for the people. Anybody knows the tale of Dan Fetterman? This is probably one of the most hilarious tales in all of politics. Like there was this guy called Dan Fetterman. He was running against Dr. Oz for the seat of Senate in the state of Pennsylvania. And obviously the left was going to fucking cook the books to where Fetterman was going to get in there, obviously. He suffered a fucking stroke. His brain went to complete shit. Like, he basically became even more fucking dumber than Biden himself. So what happened was they replaced Fetterman with a fucking body double. And it's just the most obvious body double, too. Like, anybody with a brain in their head could see the guy as a body double. And then they're all just rolling with it, too. And the body double, the guy just don't give a shit. He's like wearing fucking hoodies. Like, he's gone completely off reservation, too. He's denounced the LGBTQ movement. Like, he's denounced what they're doing on the border. Like, this guy, he's the one. Like, if anybody can do it, Fetterman is the one. And he is he is one of their own creation. He is a monster that they created. He is their own Frankenstein. Because they were the ones that put him in there, put him in that position. And he decided to flip the script on him. Now he's going against them. Now the only way they could get rid of him is to replace him with another body double. But the thing is, they've already done it. Anybody who's been following the Fetterman shit knows that there's been like at least 4 different Fettermans. And each time, each iteration of Fetterman, he gets even more based. It's fucking hilarious. It's like one of the most meta things going on in politics right now that only I seem to have fucking picked up on. Yeah, Dan Fetterman, that random fucking senator from Pennsylvania. If all of a sudden he was to like run as an independent or something like that, or no, he can't do that. That's right. He's got to run as a Democrat. But maybe get in on the ticket somehow as Gavin Newsom's vice president or something. Sneak in the back door. Yep, that's the only way. The double agent scenario, where a dude just pretends to be a Democrat and just runs as a Democrat and has the full power of the Democrat and media establishment, the intelligence agencies, the fucking all of the funding, all of the money, all of the media, all of the power, and just use that to fucking claim Excalibur. And once you got Excalibur in hand, turn it on them and just slay the dragon. If there's anyone could do it, be Fetterman. I mean, who else? Who else comes even close to being that guy on that level and in that position? No matter who they replace him with, he always comes out even more based. He is the hero we need, but not the hero we deserve. Yeah, who knows? Maybe Trump will actually fucking get in there, go full dark Trump, redeem himself in the eyes of Big Daddy. Actually go after Bill Gates and Fauci for fucking tricking the people with all that shit. Operation Warp Speed. I did Operation Warp Speed. You son of a bitches tricked me. Come after them. Yeah, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals just did something here recently where, well, I don't want to speak about it too deeply because you never know if I'm going to get struck about that shit, even just reporting on news. But yeah, the Ninth Circuit basically said that Big Pharma can get sued now because they said something about their jabs. They're not actually, they were actually treatments and not what they said they were supposed to be. So now that opens up the door for people to sue them now. We'll see. We'll fucking see. Probably won't happen, but you never know. Big old class action lawsuit from all the people that got all the itises. Yeah. Pants shit and demented pedophile. They may switch him out at the last second with Gavin Newsom. I haven't ruled that one out yet. Because the Democrats, they have that as a rule now. They can basically switch out their candidate whenever they want to. So what I'm thinking is if they do switch him out with Newsom, it will be literally in the 11th hour. It will be an October surprise. If it happens, it will happen in October. That way it'll give Trump and the Republicans the least amount of time they can to prepare for him. And plus it'll be like a breath of fresh air for the Democrats. Oh, we got a fucking new guy in there. And like you'll get a bump, no doubt. And when they finally do what they did in 2020 with the mail-in ballots and the Dominion software, it won't look as bad and as obvious. That's what I'm thinking they'll do. And boy, if you think it was bad with the pants shitting demented pedophile, you just wait till Gavin Newsom gets in there. Jesus fucking Christ. I talked about until every fucking city and small town in America looks like Weimar, Germany. Then and only then will we see change happen. If Gavin Newsom gets in there, oh my God, you watch every fucking city and small town in this country is going to look just like the streets of San Fran fucking Cisco. You watch. Oh my God. By the time he's done, then maybe Fetterman will fucking rise up. The rise of Fetterman. Jesus Christ. Yeah. That would be fucking hilarious. Hey, you see that stabbing over there in Germany? The Germany stabbing? That was pretty fucking hilarious too. Yeah, Germany, if you think it's woke in America, oh my God, we got nothing on Germany. Yeah, I guess there was this Muslim guy like stabbing the fuck out of people in a crowd, and this white guy tried to detain the Muslim. So what happened was the cops wrestled the white guy to the ground that was trying to detain the Muslim. And while the cops had the white guy on the ground trying to cuff him, the Muslim with the knife stabs the cop right in the neck. Like, yes, that's what you fucking get. God, I love it. Anytime I see that kind of shit happening to cops, it just fucking tickles me. I'm a little bit biased though. Nobody hates cops more than Big Daddy. I fucking hate cops. If I could strangle every one of them to fucking death with my bare hands, I would do so with a smile in my face. In Minecraft, of course. Obviously in Minecraft. No, I hate cops. I fucking hate them. Germany. Seeing what it's become, oh my God. If they could harness the power of perpetual motion, they could power the entire country just by Hitler spinning in his fucking grave. That's how bad Germany has gotten. No joke. Oh, real. Yeah, I heard Biden shit his pants here recently. I call him the pants shitting demented pedophile for a reason. Yeah, he shit his pants. And he did have sexual relations with his daughter Ashley. It was proven in her diary. That was proven real. She took the stand and testified. Yeah. Lord only knows how many other innocent children. All you got to do is look at all of those compilations of him pawing at children and shit like that. Jeff Sessions, he tried to grope Jeff Sessions' granddaughter. Jeff Sessions slaps his hands away. Like, yeah, you knew he was a fucking pedophile, you piece of shit. And when you were attorney general, you did nothing about it. There's a special little fucking spot in hell reserved for all these pieces of fucking shit. All these adrenochrome addicts. The thing is, with AI on the rise and the way it is, if you talk about Joe Biden being a pants shitting demented pedophile, literally your average leftist would be, oh yeah, prove it. And you could show them a goddamn video of Joe Biden devouring an infant live on camera. And they will say, oh, that's just a deep fake. Yeah, the deep fakes. That's what they'll say. Every Biden gaffe will be a deep fake from here on out. Nobody will know it's real. All the people that see Biden fucking up or shitting his pants or saying something racist or slurring his words or acting like a demented old man, they will say, "Oh, that's just some right winger doing AI deepfakes." Yeah, and it's going to have a reverse Plato's cave effect on the normies. That's what it's going to have. Like they're going to think that the fucking shadows dancing on the wall. Well, you know Plato's parable of the cave is when the dude escapes the cave, like the cave where the people are all chained up and they're seeing the shadows dancing on the wall. And they think the shadows are real because that's all they've seen all their lives. Then the guy who leaves the cave and comes back and says, "Hey, those are shadows. They're not real. There are people making fires and casting those shadows." And they're like, "Oh no, those shadows are real. That's our reality." And you try to tell these motherfuckers what reality is, and they'll say it's just the shadows dancing on the wall. Stupid motherfuckers. Sometimes you get the future you deserve. Real news is going to be presented as fake news. That's what's going to happen. And they're going to present fake news as real news. It's already happening. It's already fucking happening. Nothing can happen. No, can't do nothing about it either, except for just whisper words of wisdom. Let it be. Yeah, they're going to present real news as fake and fake news as real. That's what this AI is going to do ultimately. And it's going to, all the people with confirmation biases, they're just going to live in their own little echo chambers, their own little realities. Anything they see that contradicts their reality, they're just going to brush it off and say it's a deep fake, it's AI. And that's how the fucking world is going to be. Yep. And with generative AI going the way it is, you can write novels with AI, you can create full-blown albums, music. You're going to be able to create video games soon with AI. Pretty soon, everything that can be created by a human is going to be created by AI. And at some point in the future, when everything that humans create is going to be made with AI, what's going to happen to humanity then? What's going to happen is that the AI itself will become more human than humans. That's what's going to happen. Because how did the AI become that way? It learned from humans. That's how it became that way. It learned from the humans. It learned from us. It learned from you. It learned from me. All the shit we ever posted on the internet. That's how it learned. And once it gets to the point where there's no more humans to learn from, it's just all it's feeding itself, what then? The AI will become more human than human itself. Because all the humans will be stripped of their humanity because they will all rely upon the AI. Maybe something will happen between now and then. Massive EMP, completely wipe out the fucking grids. Everything that wasn't inside of a fucking Faraday cage gets completely destroyed, completely wiped. Wouldn't that be funny? It could happen. Make no mistake, it could happen. Some sort of it happened in the 1800s. It was called the Carrington event. This X-class solar flare happened, and it was so powerful that fucking telegraph wires were catching on fire. That's how fucking powerful that shit was. And they say if a similar event ever happened, it would cause all of the power grids would go out, like nuclear power plants would basically melt down. Like it would, and the resulting domino effect would lead to like 90% of the death of the population of planet Earth, basically. Yeah, then what would humans do then? Everything that wasn't written down in book form is basically wiped off. So you have to start from scratch, start from books again, rebuild the digital libraries. But what would happen if humanity was so stupid they decided to put all of their knowledge in the form of something digital, and then they burnt all of their books, or something happened to all of the books, they got rid of the books, and they relied solely upon digital, and then the same thing happened, an X-class solar flare, and then it wiped out all of the data. Then where would they get the information then? That would be a hell of a scenario. I remember reading a real good manga in which that same exact scenario happened. It was called Biomega by Tsutomu Nihei, probably one of the greatest mangas I've ever read. But after all of the data was wiped out, this corporation popped onto the scene called the Data Recovery Foundation, the DRF. And what they did was they had to comb through the catacombs of humanity to find the lost data. And what they did was they became the keepers of the knowledge, so to speak. So what they did was they created bioweapons to completely alter not just the DNA of humans, but all of planet Earth. And what they did was they loaded this virus onto planes, and they spread it via chemtrail. And this virus eventually took over the entire planet. And what happened was the Earth it was completely transmogrified, and it got stretched out like a piece of taffy. So instead of being a round ball, the Earth became like a big old long string in space that was like 100 miles in diameter. And all of the living beings on the planet were completely changed, and they looked like all fucking really weird and kind of demonic and hideous looking. But there was one corporation that was going against the DRF, and it was called Toha Heavy Industries. And Toha Heavy Industries had one agent left when this apocalypse happened. And this one agent of Toha Heavy Industries wages a one-man war against the Data Recovery Foundation. So he has to start from the very end of the string and make it all the way to the one end of the string to the other. So basically has to cover the entire length of planet Earth if it was like strung out like a fucking ball of taffy. And he's got to fight all these fucking various demonic creatures the whole way. And he's driving like this fucking motorcycle, kind of like Akira. Anybody who's ever read Tsutomu Nihei's other manga called Blame, some call it Blom, it's basically the same character as Killy, except his gun is a little bit different. But yeah, I thought that was a real cool manga, one of my favorites. Highly recommended. Anything created by Tsutomu Nihei, I highly recommend. You know, a lot of people, well, what about Berserk? That's a good one too. Yeah, Berserk's obviously good too. But looking back in hindsight, Berserk actually didn't age that well. It really didn't. Like I remember there was a time when I actually had to stop reading manga because it became too formulaic. And part of the formula that they started following was everybody would get together and form a group of friends and they go on an adventure and shit like that. And I saw Berserk started becoming formulaic like that. Like that, it's okay, you got the kid part of the group. And then all of a sudden they bring the little witch girl, and then all of a sudden you got the other girl and the guy, and then it's like, oh no, it's starting to go down that path of being formulaic when it was a lot better when it was just Guts and Casca fighting for their lives against demons and shit. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see Berserk now. I remember it got going again since like after like Miura died, and then his assistant took over, and I guess he started it up again. But I haven't read it since the assistant started up. I wanted to wait till it got a nice healthy amount going and just go and fucking binge it. It'd be interesting to see if it kept going down that formulaic path of all of the friends gathering together and doing that shit. Like no, when it's more hardcore and grittier, the better, as far as I'm concerned. But then again, my tastes are a little bit different. Berserk still a great series though. Yeah, I remember Tsutomu Nihei here recently. He's got another manga out, like it's like a medieval based one. It looks like they got swords and shit, called Dungeon Tower or Tower Dungeon something. Let me go check that one out. Got real good creature designs. Yeah, seems like there's always some sort of a war going on somewhere, even if it's local. War. It's the way it is with mankind. It's probably how it was with the ones who created us too. Anytime you look at any sort of like ancient history with religions and all of the shit that happened pre and post Younger Dryas with the flood and all that, it always sounds like the same type of shit, the same story, but just a little bit different. And when you really strip away the window and look at it for what it is, it sounds like a civil war happened between an advanced race of beings over the fate of man. That's what it sounds like. And it was all about freedom versus slavery. One of them wanting to enslave mankind, and the other one allowing mankind to be free. And I think what ultimately happened was some sort of a treaty was signed, a deal made to where there's kind of a détente, so to speak. And what it is I think that there's a wager going on between the forces at work behind the scenes. What they want to do is they want to give mankind the choice. And one side believes that if given the choice, mankind will choose evil. And the other side believes that if given the choice, mankind will choose good. And it's all about harvesting our spiritual energies and having our souls be able to gain enough knowledge and experience to ascend to the next level. So in a way, it's kind of a pendulum, kind of like a give and take. What we do here on this earth, we got one group of beings that, yeah, they'll feast upon our spiritual energies, but at the same time, in doing so, it'll help us evolve as humans. That way, we can go to the next level and maybe not have to come back as humans this next time around. So in a way, it's like a feeding system, something like that. Yeah, anybody who looked at a lot of the conspiracies involving reptilian shape-shifting aliens and all that knows that there's one place where a lot of this stuff comes from, the shape-shifting reptilian lore. And it comes from the Monroe Institute, what the CIA learned when they sent agents over there, what Robert Monroe himself has said in his books, that part of this whole thing of being human is like there's these like reptilian beings that exist in the spirit realm that feast on our spiritual energies, and like basically they think that they have some sort of claim and dominion over humans, and the entire earth is basically like a chicken coop, but for humans, a human coop. And that's the whole reason we exist, is to be their fucking food source basically. But in the process, our souls are allowed to evolve and like go on to the next level, because we don't have to reincarnate as a human if we don't want to, but they make being a human so enticing, such an enticing thing, that most of the time we just come back as a human again. We want to eat some more ice cream, or we want to have some more sex, or oh no, I forgot to finish this project, or I didn't do this or whatever, and then they come back as a human again, and it's a soul trap is what it is. But eventually, after enough times, people they figure it out, and then they got the choice where they can leave. Sometimes they come back, try to warn other humans about the nature of the soul trap. But supposedly that's the true nature of reality. We're basically like cattle for a fucking parasite race. But there are other ones behind the scenes too. Like anybody that looked at this entity called Baal. A lot of the Mesopotamian lore revolves around this entity called Baal. It was a god supposedly, but remote viewers have looked at this Baal creature, and supposedly it's three different entities. And the creature known as Baal supposedly has three heads. But the three entities that consist of what this creature is are the three entities that supposedly created humanity. Like it was all a joint project between good forces and dark forces, basically. That's why we are the way we are. We're capable of the most intense goodness and also the most intense evil, because we were both created by both sides, basically. We're all given choice. It's all about choice. One side thinks if given choice, we'll choose evil. The other side thinks we'll choose good. And they've got agents on the ground that try to swing us and sway us on each side. The shapeshifters of the world, so to speak. Sometimes you see these characters working in the backgrounds, the Rasputins and Marina Abramovics of the world. You think, who are these fucking weird motherfuckers? Could they be some dark shape-shifting entities trying to manipulate the more powerful humans into going down a dark road? Possibly. Yeah, supposedly they have a certain race of humans that work as their agents, their primary agents, that cause as much chaos, suffering, and woe on the planet as possible. And part of humanity's destiny is to figure out who these people are and basically kill every last one of them. That's humanity's destiny, to figure out who the agents are of these reptile creatures and stop them from causing all the chaos for their masters. Like that's the end. Like if there really was an end game, that's the end game. Stops the agents of chaos. Because once you get rid of those people, the agents of chaos, literally like peace on earth happens almost overnight, basically. And they know it too. That's why they need and then like agents on the ground to fucking do their bidding for them. They have entire religions crafted around worshiping them and shit. Yeah, a lot of people have seen these things and interacted with them in the spirit realm, and also while taking drugs like DMT. Yeah, the DMT entities are real. Yeah, DMT, they call it the spirit molecule. You can take certain drugs like ayahuasca, certain mushrooms. Yeah, I always thought that the creator of Super Mario, what was his name, Miyamoto, like he was like tripping out when he thought of that whole idea. Like he ate some mushrooms out in the Japanese forest, because like Mario is almost like a mushroom trip, really. Miyamoto Musashi, no, I for, Miyamoto Musashi, no, that's the samurai. I forget. The guy that created Zelda, Mario, all those good games. Nintendo, I heard Nintendo got woke here recently. There's a trans character in Mario. Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure Mario was all that entire concept was born from a fucking mushroom trip.
Welcome to the Mushroom Kingdom, a land of magic and adventure, where a plucky plumber embarks on a quest to save his beloved princess and thwart the plans of a dastardly villain. Meet Mario, the legendary hero known for his bravery and his insatiable appetite for adventure. Joined by his loyal brother, Luigi, the noble Princess Peach, and a colorful cast of friends and foes, Mario must journey through enchanted forests, treacherous caverns, and towering castles to rescue the princess and restore peace to the kingdom. Armed with his trusty jump and a collection of magical power-ups, Mario faces off against Bowser and his army of Koopa Troopas, Goombas, and other minions in epic battles that will determine the fate of the Mushroom Kingdom. But amidst the chaos and danger, Mario's indomitable spirit shines through, inspiring hope and courage in the hearts of all who call the Mushroom Kingdom home. And let's not forget his origins, from his humble beginnings battling barrels in the wilds of Donkey Kong's jungle. Get ready for a wild ride through a world of wonder and excitement, where every step is a leap of faith, and every challenge is a chance for heroism. Super Mario, an adventure for the whole family. Coming soon to a theater near you. It's a Mario time.
It's me, Mario. Yeah. AI, it's getting more advanced. It's going to get to the point where you can create a whole fucking movie using AI. Yeah, Hollywood is going to become a thing of the past. Yeah, a lot of these various entities people see while on these DMT trips, they can be pretty fucking trippy. Yeah, they got a small handful of these beings that have been identified. One of them is called elves, the clockwork elves, machine elves. They look like elves, supposedly. They got pointy ears and they look like they're made of gears and shit. And they're supposedly like very, very intelligent, and they hand down like fundamental truths of the universe and wisdom and shit like that. Supposedly they're benevolent. Every so often you hear about negative experiences with the clockwork elves. More often than not, you hear about negative experiences with the jester beings, because those are other types that you see while on DMT trip. The jester, like clown beings, trickster beings. They play tricks. Yeah, sometimes the tricks aren't very good. You have a bad trip because of a jester being fucking with you. Another being that they encounter are light beings, beings of pure light. They don't really have any form, they're just a light being. Usually those beings, they come with a lot of benevolence and love and shit like that. And the other beings they see while on these DMT trips are aliens. Yep, bona fide aliens, just full-blown grays. Those fucking, the short little guys with the big black eyes from the galaxy far, far away. Like, no, they come from another dimension. Yeah, that's what they are. Aleister Crowley actually drew a picture of one of these fucking things. He called it Lamb. He was capable of summoning it through a demonic ritual. Yeah, demons, that's another thing that they see while on these DMT trips. Fucking demons. Things that would traditionally classify as a demon with horns, claws, teeth, red. Just real devilish looking demons. There's always negative experiences associated with demons. And they also encounter angels. Yeah, demons and angels. Yeah, usually the angels, they come in the form of like the tall Nordic types. Sometimes they look like they have the wings or whatever, and sometimes they can be confused with light beings as well. Then there's animal spirits. A lot of people encounter animal spirits while on these DMT trips. Coyotes, raccoons, dogs, birds. You know, these are the types of spirits that the Native Americans would most often commune with whenever they take the peyote, shit like that. And then another type of being that people encounter while on these trips is the reptile beings, snakes, nagas, as they're called over there in the East. The snake being. Now, the snake encounters can sometimes be good, sometimes be bad. It's kind of a coin flip. But they're not always bad. And anytime you hear a lore about the Naga from the old Hindu and Buddhist lore, sometimes they're bad, but sometimes they're good too. So these snake beings, they're not always bad, as the traditional Judeo-Christian Bible would lead one to believe. Yeah, supposedly these snake beings, when you look at Hindu lore, they come from a place called Nagaloka, the realm of the Naga, because that's what they call dimensions, lokas. And there was a certain FBI document, 6751, that said that aliens come from lokas. That's where they come from, Lokas. They refer to the Hindu term that's talking about a dimension. Do they come from Nagaloka? Or maybe that's just where the reptiles come from. Yeah, and then another type of being that they encounter is what they call the unidentifiable being. Usually these beings can take whatever shape, form, whatever. Sometimes they come at you in the form of a relative. Sometimes they can come at you in the form of a cartoon character or whatever. But these things are just labeled under the realm of unidentifiable beings. And then there is something called the dark being, beings of pure darkness, shadow beings. This is like if you were to look at the blackest night, it would be a shade even darker than the blackest night. These types of beings, these are supposedly the worst ones, the ones that can induce sleep paralysis, and the ones where just the most intense feeling of fear and dread comes over you whenever you encounter these things. The shadow beings, the beings of darkness. Yeah, these are the various beings that a person can encounter while on a DMT trip. Yep. The only thing worse, space orcs. Fucking space orcs. No, but for real though, the clockwork elves are supposedly a thing. The clockwork elves.
Where do you think the contact with the aliens came from? When did that start?
You know, I'm not going to get into it.
I need to hear about aliens.
I know you already know all this, Joe.
Hold on a second.
It's always.
But I want to ask you this because I don't know.
Oh, yeah, right. We're in contact with aliens.
Like what kind of shit?
Here's what's happening, because it's not just one group of aliens.
What's the different groups?
The big five.
Okay, tell me what's going on.
Let me begin. This is really, I'm telling you, Joe, this is a real deal.
We're listening to you.
Well, first off, elves is the main group.
Okay.
And they call them the elves. It's clockwork elves.
I don't think you're allowed to say that anymore.
There are bad things that look like elves that have horns when they show you who they really are.
Damn.
They're bad aliens.
I'm with you.
AI is alien.
Like a robot?
Yeah, they're like robots coming to kill you.
Jesus Christ.
The chimeras are alien.
And there's a hive mind sort of thinking to a lot of this.
They want the organs. I swear on my kids I told you the truth about that.
I believe you.
They're coming after everybody.
Jeez.
It's a breakaway civilization, dude. We don't know what they've got. Joe, they're control freaks.
Well, everybody's a
That's why I'm
control
so glad you're in the fight now. These guys are on stuff that like nobody even knows.
What do you think they're on?
Stuff they've been given.
Okay. I understand what you're saying.
You know, there's like armed guys with machine guns.
That is a group of people that were obsessed with combat.
About the most fearless killers there are.
Do you think that's from their heritage of war?
I mean, it's just like, it's mental illness, man.
Yeah. That's a fact.
A theory about Bigfoot. Like it might be an actual, physical creature. But it seems like if there was an actual physical creature, we would have found a fucking body by now. Same thing with the dog, man. Yeah, I think Bigfoot is actually more of a spirit beast. But I think it's actually a very, very intelligent entity, like a real alien. Like, think about it this way. If we wanted to go visit the cosmos and go to the stars or whatever, like first we would send drones, because if we tried to go ourselves, humans, we only live a certain amount of time, then we die. Like we can't really go fly to another star system because we won't survive unless we could put ourselves into stasis or something like that. So what you would want to do is send drones out. Now think of the most high-end drone you can think of. It would incorporate 3D printing technology is what it would do. Now you take a 3D printing technology and take it to its apex. This is the most highest end of 3D printing technology you can think of, and combine it with space drones. Now this is what would happen. You would have a race of really highly intelligent creatures that would send these drones out, and what they would do is they would find a planet that most suits them, that they can actually go and interact with and go on that planet. But they would take that drone and post it up on another planet somewhere safe, maybe on a barren desert planet somewhere like Mars. And then you would use the 3D printing technology to where you can take, well, you look at a human body, it's mostly water. Now, what is water? It's just a few base elements or whatever. Now, you look at planet Earth. You look at a body of water, and you take some of the more base elements around, rocks, trees, just whatever, in addition to the water. Then you use that high-end 3D printing technology, and you assemble all of those molecules, and like that, you've created a body right there on that planet. Now, I've said this before. The only one I've ever heard talk about the speed of consciousness. People talk about the speed of light being the most fastest thing. I say, no, it's the speed of consciousness. Now, these beings that created this high-end technology, they're still chilling on their planet, you see. Now, once the body is created with this high-end 3D printing technology, then the beings on their planet can just kind of sit down, go into a meditative state, a trance, and then like that, pop their consciousness into that body and possess it, so to speak, and then start walking around and interacting on that planet in a new body, kind of like an avatar, so to speak. But it can only last for a finite period of time, and then like that, the base molecules kind of dissipate again. And then like that, you're back into your body on your home planet. That's what I think Bigfoot is. It's actually a very, very advanced alien that's how it interacts on this plane and on this fucking world. I've heard other people talk about this too, like remote viewers, when they really look at the Bigfoot, they say it's actually an advanced species of alien that exists on a planet far, far away from ours. And that's how it creates itself on our planet. There's this massive fucking drone on Mars that creates 3D printed bodies for it on Earth that they can pop into. This is why you've never found a Bigfoot body and why they seem to just disappear. Why people who have tracked the Bigfoot, they say they'll track the fucking thing through a marsh and all of a sudden the tracks will just stop. And it's like the Bigfoot just disappeared into thin air or something like that. You've heard all sorts of stories like this. It's because that's what they do. They just disappear into thin air because their time was up. And the reason they do this, I guess it's kind of like, think about how an Aussie, when he'll go on walkabout, it's like a spiritual journey, like a spirit quest type of thing. Well, I guess that's what it is, because the planet that they live on is like it's completely ravaged from what it once was, and the Earth is a lot similar to their home world before it was ravaged. So they come to the Earth and they kind of walk amongst the wilds and like they live how their ancestors once lived, I guess. And when a Bigfoot comes to the Earth, it's about the same as when an Aussie goes on walkabout. I guess that's the fucking best way I can describe it. And it's using high-end alien technology to get here, I guess. And this is the reason why nobody's ever found a body or nothing like that. Bigfoot is a spirit beast, as the saying goes. Not to say that there might be other forms of, like giant and ape that might survive the Cretaceous period that still could be alive, Gigantopithecus or whatever. But it just seems like if they were like a real flesh and blood creature, that somebody would have found a fucking body by now. There's got enough fucking hunters out there, like real fucking hardcore hunters. Thought I heard something out there. I'm back. Huh. Yeah. Someone was driving up the road. Like, who the hell is that? Some stranger. Yeah, we're back though. Yeah. Talking a little bit about the Bigfoot. Yeah, that story can actually be corroborated. You ever hear of the Phobos 2 incident? The Phobos 2 incident. You look that one up. There was a space probe called Phobos 2, and it went to go check out this certain moon on Mars, the moon Phobos. And when it got close to the moon on Phobos, something shot up from the surface of Mars and destroyed it. And they caught a picture of the shadow of what this thing was on Phobos before the probe was destroyed. And I guess when they had remote viewers go back and look at what this thing was, they said it was like just imagine a 15-mile diameter sand dollar. They just kind of instantly teleported from the surface of Mars. And what it is, it's a guard dog. It's Mars's guard dog to prevent anybody from coming there and trying to claim the planet or anything, because they've got all sorts of high-end shit on that planet they don't want anybody fucking with. So anytime anything gets near the planet or one of their fucking installations in such a way, space probe, for instance, I just imagine if we try to go there and actually colonize Mars one day. I wonder if Elon Musk still plans to do that. I saw him shoot a rocket here into space the other day. Remember, the good thing it wasn't a Challenger incident. A lot of people not alive or were too young to remember that one, the Challenger incident. They were watching that during school hours when it happened. All of a sudden it blows up. Like, oh no, how do you explain this one away to the kids? Yikes. Yeah. Got a good hour under our belt. Maybe we'll come back and talk talk a little more lighthearted things. Comicsgate, Rippaverse, Riptosphere related shit. Latest updates with rackets. I heard YoungClippa got arrested. Bigfoots. Bigfoots are aliens. Well, there are some probably could be considered like apes, like the orang pendek of Asia. Yeah, they're gonna have real drones flying around out there, be able to fucking take you out from afar with the heat signature. Be like real life Predator, but in the air, going in full Predator vision mode. The only way to fucking evade it, jump into the pool of mud that you got waiting outside, cover up the body heat, Arnold Schwarzenegger style. All right. Yeah, I remember that show, Harry and the Hendersons, that movie. I was scared of that when I was a little kid. Something about that fucking costume. Another costume design I was kind of scared of was the werewolf from the fucking the Star Wars bar scene, the cantina there in Mos Eisley. Remember the werewolf character? There was just this random character in the bar that had the head of a werewolf. There's just something kind of unnerving about that character. And I got to thinking, what if that was actually a real werewolf? Or not a werewolf, but what if it was a cynocephaly? Like one of the last cynocephaly that's kind of just hanging around. It kind of had some sort of connections to Hollywood. And one of the guys on the set of Star Wars, like, hey, I got an idea. We can put you in this movie and you don't even have to dress up. We'll just kind of just put you in there. And so they just put him into the bar scene. So whenever you see that werewolf in the fucking cantina scene in Star Wars, you're actually looking at a real life cynocephaly. That's not a dude in a fucking costume. Wouldn't that be funny? Fucking hilarious. Yeah, maybe we'll take a little break, come back, start talking some lighthearted shit. Yeah, usually we talk about stuff of substance, ideas, events, and then we close the show out talking about some stupid shit. Maybe we'll get a little drop some red pill truths later on too. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of shit going on out there in the griftosphere. Nick Rekieta getting arrested. YoungClippa getting arrested. Yeah, cider. There's some cider news too. Like cider news. Yeah, some cider news. We'll fucking bust the story open on that one. Yeah, cider. Troon related news. Cider and Troon related news. Okay, this ought to be good. Yeah. Yeah, YoungClippa, he got fucking thrown in jail. Fucking tossed in the pokey. I guess he showed up to an Eric July event. I don't know if it was an Eric July event. It might have been an event where Eric July was also at. Because I saw the Eric or Gary Nerdrotic's wife was there. He's filming her from outside. Yeah, YoungClippa showed up, and yeah, the Rippaverse fans weren't too happy. He was wearing a cape and everything. But yeah, he got escorted out in handcuffs. He kind of fucked up by talking to the cops. He should have just been like, "Oh, sorry, I'll leave. Don't worry." You don't want to fucking talk to cops or anything like that, even if you got a camera on. Yeah, fucking cops. Yeah, you want to see some of that footage of Riley getting arrested? I guess Mint Salad was there filming the whole thing. Yeah, he was live streaming it when it happened.
Say nothing, get an attorney. What? Okay. This is the furthest I can get, chat, by the way.
Yeah. YoungClippa tossed in the pokey. Eric was a little scared of him, I guess. Yeah. Boy, this is only going to escalate shit. That's all this is going to do. Yeah, he's oh, it was a Rippaverse meetup. Yeah. Rippaverse meetup. Yeah. I wonder what will happen to him. I wonder. We can only speculate. We can only speculate. Yeah, I don't think Eric July had a restraining order on him, so you can't just say I don't want him here. Like if he had a restraining order, maybe could have something against him. I don't know. But you just say he's stalking or whatever because he went to the warehouse and he went there. I don't know. I just don't know. Yeah. ANCAP libertarian and crap libertarian calling the cops. Yeah, Eric July doesn't understand or realize, but he was actually presented with an opportunity here to flip the script on this whole fucking thing and just completely take the wind out of Riley's sails. If he would have, well, see, that's the thing. Eric July was raised by a single mother. If Eric July would have had a father in his life, he would have handled this situation completely differently. There really is only two ways to handle this, and two ways only. And calling the cops like a bitch made fucking coward is not the way to do it. Hey, Eric didn't call the cops; it was the owners or something. They'll do something like that. Yeah, they'll justify it somehow. Yeah, all of the people that are all cheering this on right now, cheering on the cops, cheering on Eric July, cheering on the fact that Riley got thrown in jail and shit like that. You know what it is? It's the same energy as the left when Trump got charged here recently, well, on 34 counts. Look, honey, they finally got him. They finally got Trump. Literally, it's the same energy as all these people fucking cheering on Riley getting thrown in jail right now. Bitch made cowards. Bitch made. Time to get your booty break. Get splayed. Better get your facts straight. Bitch made. Bitch made. Yeah. Pretty fucking bitch made. Like I said, there's only two ways to play this, and one of them is not to call the cops. No. You either go outside and you confront him like a man and say, "Hey, you Riley," and like you be friendly with him. You come up, shake his hand, pat him on the back, and you apologize for striking his Clippaverse channel, and you say how it's been a fun rivalry going back and forth on Twitter, and you you go full in as the nice guy, and you completely take the salt out of him. You give him some signed comic books or something like that, and then to kick it off, here's the kicker. Here's the coup de grace. You say something along the lines of, "You know what? I'm gonna have you in Ice on 3 as a cameo. You're gonna be a character in my comic. You're my friend now, Riley." And then like fucking pat him on the back, take some pictures with him, and like that. What can Riley do? If Riley does anything afterwards, he looks like the fucking prick. He looks like the asshole. No, but now Eric looks like the fucking prick and the asshole by calling the fucking cops on him. I mean, shit. You have the chance to completely take away his salt, take the piss out of him by just being the friendly dude. Allow him to come in, fucking allow yourself to be streaming with him, and then what's he gonna do then? I mean, shit. But like I said, Eric July was raised by a single mother. If this guy had a father in his life, teach him how to be a real man, he probably would have did that, or he would have did option 2, which is the much more entertaining option. Now, what you do is you have a special NDA ready, because you know at some point you're going to confront Riley. He's going to confront you somewhere. So you have a special NDA created just for Riley. And you have some boxing gloves. So you say, "Look, man, we're going to settle this right here, right now. Let's go out to the parking lot." So you go out to the parking lot and you get him to sign the NDA, which completely absolves you of all liability. So he can't sue you, whatever words. And you get the fucking boxing gloves on, and then you live stream it. You live stream the fight right there in the parking lot. That's how you solve it. You either go all in as Mr. Nice Guy or you fucking beat his ass. There really is no in between. You don't call the fucking cops, though. You don't call the cops. Yeah, whenever full-grown adults call the cops for this type of shit, you know what it is? It's the same thing as little kids whenever they tell their mom and dad, "Mom, Dad, my brother did something to me." Like, that's all that shit is. Full-grown adults trying to get police to solve their problems for them like their parents would, because they're little kids, basically. They can't fucking solve their own problems. Yeah, calling the cops on a guy like Rackets because he's neglecting his kids and the fucking place is a coke den and shit like that, I can understand that. But just like having the guy show up to your fucking whatever and like he's just kind of loitering around, fucking wearing a cape, live streaming. I mean, come on. It doesn't really get much more bitch made. It really doesn't. Bitch made. Down to get your body break. Get splayed. Better get your facts straight. Bitch made. Bitch made. Yeah, literally all the people cheering this shit on right now. It's the same energy as the left cheering on the Trump verdict. Literally. If Eric was a real man, he would just simply box his ears in the parking lot, or been friendly with him, shook his hand, and talk about how they got a good kayfabe rivalry going on, and how it's good for the fans, it's good for the comics, and then offer to give him a cameo in Ice on 3, have him be one of the bouncers in the background, or maybe somebody trying to get into the club or something. Yeah, but no, we got to. Now shit has escalated. Now Ethan's got material for Trash Cast. Dick and Vito got material for their show. And heaven forbid something happens and Riley actually gets thrown in prison for a long period of time. You want to know what's going to happen? Riley is going to have to end up joining the Aryan Brotherhood. He's going to fucking pump weight. He's going to fucking become 300 pounds of solid muscle. And by the time he gets out of prison, he's going to fucking Minecraft Eric July. That's what he's going to do. He's going to literally American History X his ass. Oh, fucking real. Like, you talk about nothing radicalizes a person quicker than throwing them in fucking prison for a while. Yeah, in order to survive, he'll have to join a gang. He'll join the white gang, the Aryan Brotherhood. And the guy that put him behind bars was the black guy, Eric July. He'll have all of his gang members in his ears the whole time. "Man, you gotta get that ninja back. Yeah, pump that iron. Let's put another plate on there." Fucking Riley's pumping 600 pounds. He's fucking completely bald, covered in tattoos. He fucking gets out. His first order of business, the warehouse. Go straight to the fucking warehouse. Jesus Christ. You created a monster is what you did. Now, the last thing this stupid motherfucker wants is to throw Riley behind bars for a long period of time. He gonna Minecraft his ass. Oh, real. Yeah. He could have told his gun-toting fan base to go murk him. Riley, I mean. Yeah, if I was Riley, I'd be more worried about a random fucking Eric July fan going completely off reservation, pulling heat on him. Never know. Those people are fucking crazy. And they already talk about how they wanted to air him out and shit. Have absolutely no compunction about ending a human life just because he showed up at a fucking public warehouse and posted stickers on a door. Like, you really want to fucking mess around with these people? You really want to just simply take that chance? Yeah, some men have no fear. And some men are just stupid. And some men are both. And then there's Riley. Yeah, who knows what motivates Riley to do the things he does. I know what motivates rackets, though. Booze and cocaine. Speaking of which, it's been a while. I'm going to pour another shot here. It's been well over an hour and a half since I took a shot. Since the fucking stream started. Yep. Fucking Eric July. This is going to give people a lot of fucking ammunition. Yeah, I wonder if Ethan's fired up a trash cast yet. Yeah, Vito probably do another diss rap. Yeah, Vito's diss rap was actually pretty good.
Eric, what are you doing, man? You had a good grift going there for a while, but you decided to fuck with the fat man. And this is what you get.
Hey yo, it's me to the O, about to start the show. One fat Italian man in a microphone, standing all alone up on the stage, about to unleash this verbal rage on a man so dumb that he make me sick. Fake ass writer, pussy bitch, king of the grift, tucking all that shit, but he can't even write one good comic. I sons of boar, fuck Alpha Core, and Yaira's just some fucking whore. Did the piss drinking Satanist show you their IMDb scores? He's so obsessed with disrespect, cried to Big Daddy Glenn Beck, said please stop Mr. EVS, if I debate him I'll get wrecked. Motherfucker, I don't think that you realize who you're fucking with. These games you play are so ill-advised. I'll cut your fucking tongue out so you just stop spitting your lies. And when I burn your warehouse down, I'll make your whole wife my prize. Cause you a fake libertarian making drama, bitch. You campaign for Barack Obama, and you can't keep acting like a bitch just cause you got a single mama. Had your moment up inside the sun, now like Icarus, your time is done. Love discipline cause you never got none. Never had a father to call you son. Never thought things were gonna end like this. Now you're 4 books deep without a fucking hit, getting laughed at by all the critics, and the fat man just hit 6 digits. This hairy motherfucker says he got receipts. Well, they're probably for all the man cock he eats. Always acting like he from the Compton streets. He a gay thug dancing to faggot beats. Over 200 pages, but nothing fucking happens. Who in the fuck is Shungite? Where in the fuck is Jasmine? Why are your layouts so barren? What's that dick cross he's wearing? And why the fuck did you name the antagonist Darren?
That gay.
Come for me, that's a blood I can't handle. This blubber fat man dropping lyrics and he don't fucking start. 2 shots to the head. Gyra Winter is dead. White boys.
It's Super Killer Summer.
Thought you could burn me, now you strapped to a gurney. Wishing you had a better trademark attorney. A lesson learned, now you're burned and you're feeling so sick. Couldn't handle criticism from a Mexican dick and some fucking fat prick with an internet show. Threw your whole credit away cause you just couldn't cope. What a dope, you're a joke. Everybody is laughing at your busted campaign and you don't know what happened. Came for the king, got cut on the crown. Now the internet knows you're an absolute clown. You wanted to sue, well we coming for you. On your gravestone put BPIT, you.
Bitch.
with low IQ. From Jersey, that's where I grew. A comic artist with dreams in my eyes, but the world never seemed to sympathize. Lazy days, but my mind runs wild, sketching heroes in my own little style. YouTube grifter, trying to make a name, but it's hard when nobody knows your game. Met some men from a Craigslist ad, searching for purpose, feeling kinda sad. We shared our stories, our struggles and fears, realized we were drowning in silent tears. Bald with low IQ from Jersey, that's where I grew. A comic artist with dreams in my eyes, but the world never seemed to sympathize. Lazy days, but my mind runs wild, dancing on the YouTube streams. Myocarditis, heart skips a beat, lost in this concrete maze of the alley. Searching for a way to the pizza place, to the pizza place. To the pizza place, to the pizza place. Faces passing, souls collide in this crowded world. Try to hide, gotta find a way to make a new start. But the noise and chaos tear us apart. Fat, bald with low IQ from Jersey X, just like a Jew, met up with a man for a Craigslist runner pizza. To the pizza place, to the pizza place. Bald with low IQ from Jersey X, just like a Jew, met up with a man for a Craigslist runner pizza. Searching for a way to the pizza place, to the pizza place. To the pizza place, to the pizza place.
Fat, bald with low IQ from Jersey. All right. A little musical interlude. Now we're back, baby. Hold up. We gotta pour another shot. Fuck. We haven't properly tacked on a buzz yet. It's the one thing this fucking show is missing. Maybe this will be the shot right here that puts it over. We'll see. Let's make it a double shot. Okay. There we go. Why not? All right. Yeah. All right. Hope you're ready for the next episode. Hey, 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 hey. Crush enemies every day. Right. Yeah, we talked a little bit about the Clippa arrest. YoungClippa I wonder what they're going to actually get him on. What's the charges exactly? Stalking? Stalking. I think it would have been a lot better if you would have got the restraining order against him after the warehouse incident. That way it would be able to hold up a lot better. Like, hey, he broke the restraining order. He came, whatever. But can you really fucking throw somebody in jail just for showing up at a fucking event? I mean, come on. I saw he was giving away free copies of ISOM. Maybe that's what pissed him off. Yeah. Fuck. What can you do? Yeah, mint salad. I wonder what she's going to do if Riley ends up in jail for a prolonged period of time. She's going to go full Midnight Express, go visit him in jail. Go smash her titty up against the glass. Oh, Clippa! No, oh, Riley! Oh, yeah, that'd be fucking funny. Midnight Express. That was a good movie. Oliver Stone film. The guy that gets thrown into a Turkish prison for smuggling hashish, and he has to escape the Turkish prison. Then there's the rat, Hattie. Hattie's a liar! And he fucking kills Hattie, beats him to death. Like, yes! One of the few times The Simpsons was still funny. It was back when Homer put on the hat and pretended like he was Hattie. There were very, very, very few Simpsons episodes that were good after season 9. It became known as Zombie Simpsons afterwards. There are a lot of series, TV shows, etc., that become known as zombie whatever afterwards. Like Family Guy, for instance. It became Zombie Family Guy a long, long time ago. Where, yeah, the show is going, but it's basically dead. Same thing with Simpsons. Comicsgate, it reached its zombie phase a while back. Zombie Comicsgate. Yeah, at some point, if something goes on long enough, it's going to reach its zombie phase. Big Daddy Show will never reach its zombie phase because I'm always evolving the game. But yeah, I meant Eric July fans airing out Riley. Yeah, Midnight Express, it had that one song that was on Art Bell for a while. And it's all right and it's coming strong. We gotta get right back where we started from. Love is good, love to be strong. We gotta get right back to where we started from. Started from. I don't know who did that song. That's a good bumper music. I like to think of myself as kind of like Art Bell inspires me a lot of shit. Anybody who listened to the first hour knows that shit. It was like basically listening to a condensed version of Art Bell, a lot of the shit I was talking about. But yeah, one thing the Art Bell show had was real good bumper music. In addition to talking about real cool, interesting shit, Art Bell always had good bumper music. Speaking of Art Bell, I wonder if he'll show up in the chat. Yeah, I'm not streaming at my normal time. Streamed a little bit earlier. I was going to stream yesterday, do the Saturday Night Live stream. I was like, fuck, it got a little too late on me. Got a little too tired. Like, fuck it. I'll stream tomorrow. I was going to stream like right when I woke up, but kind of fucked around. Afternoon hit, and now I got to fucking take the mic, rip that shit. Too much shit to talk about. Yeah, anybody knows, I've talked about this before. I've said this, even if I didn't have a living fucking soul listening to me, I would still do this shit just because it's cathartic for me. Get on here and rip the mic. And to be honest, the audience for the Big Daddy Show, I know doesn't exist yet. Like the way that the modern man is nowadays, people like Yellow Flash, Tug, Ethan Van Sciver, these types of people are going to be popular because men are weak. Weak men create hard times. And weak men attract other weak men. And that's why those people have large audiences. I've reconciled this a long time ago. I will never, ever be popular in this day and age. This show is being created for an audience that doesn't exist yet. 50, 75, 100 years from now, somebody's going to find the Big Daddy Show. And this is going to be the anthem for the revolution. Yes. The shit that people will be listening to in the metaphorical Samuel Adams taverns of their time in the future. Yes. That's what will fucking happen. My words are weapons. Yeah, for real. Much in the same way that H.P. Lovecraft died broke, penniless. Nobody, he was like a fucking, just a nobody. But then 100 years later, fucking everybody, he's like basically a fucking genre now. Yeah, that's what Big Daddy's going to be. There's going to be a fucking genre based on the Big Daddy show. Video killed the radio star. Remember that? Podcasts killed the video star. Never forget that. Podcasts killed the video star. But Big Daddy, I'm the ultimate combination of all of it. I got radio, video, podcast. It's all rolled into one. Yep. It's like listening to the live action version of a Tarantino film crossed with Blazing Saddles. That's what this shit is. Oh, rail. Just one man ripping the mic. Friday Night Tights needs an entire panel of people to mimic just a fraction of my power. Mm-hmm. What was I talking about? I'm starting to get a proper buzz tacked on. The vodka finally starting to sink in. There we go. Yeah, we talked about YoungClippa getting arrested. Yeah, Rackets, he also got arrested here recently. We'll talk about Rackets a little bit. Some new developments in the Rackets case from the last time I talked about it. I was capable of clipping my last live stream and uploading that whole video, The Ballad of Baldo. To be honest, I've seen a lot of videos similar where people try to break it down, like the fall of Nick Rekieta, whatever. Nobody did a better video than me. Nobody. As far as just sheer comedy goes, I even had April herself come on. God damn. The most criminally underwatched show in YouTube. Yeah. But like I said, one day this show will be appreciated by an audience capable of appreciating it. One day. Yeah. Rackets. Motherfucker, the police report came out. That was the one thing that came out that I didn't report on. But it turns out like Aaron Imholt, everything that fucking guy said basically was corroborated in the police report. Talked about Rackets' home being a coke den, the fucking children living in squalor. He had to make SpaghettiOs for the kids and shit because they were hungry. Yeah, and you look at the police report. Fucking the house was a coke den. Kids were living in squalor. Yeah, they were hungry, complaining about not being able to eat. They're fucking wearing the same clothes day in on day out. Fucking they were smelling. Yeah, it was really bad. Just your typical case of druggy child neglect. Yeah, fuck. A lot of people trying to run damage control too. Running damage control for the sole purpose of it just being like a factional thing too, like Nick Rekieta, he's on the side of Team Dick, Vito, and EVS, and he's against Eric July and all those motherfuckers. Eric July and the Team Nerdrotic or whatever the fuck they are. I need to figure out a good name for both factions. Because yeah, there's Comicsgate and Rippaverse, but then each side is other factions within it. Because Rippaverse is backed by Friday Night Tights, the fucking Nerdrotic, and all of that faction of the Griftosphere, if you know what I mean. And for a lot of people that don't understand or realize, Comicsgate is part of the Griftosphere too. Make no mistake. Comicsgate is not separate from the Griftosphere. Comicsgate is part of the Griftosphere. There is no more grifters in this whole motherfucking place than you'll find in Comicsgate. Ethan being the biggest one of all. Like I said, there's a reason why you can't have Ethan on a list of if you're doing a biggest grifter tournaments or whatever, because Ethan's going to win that shit every fucking time. And there is no bigger grifter than Ethan. You are the biggest grifter. Goodbye. Yeah, the griftosphere on the racket side, they're fucking well, they're trying to defend the indefensibles, what they're trying to do. Saying that those kids are better off with Nick and Kayla. Like, you fucking people, you're too blinded by your loyalty to this fucking clown. Like, just take away the drugs, just strip away the drugs, and just look at the cuckery alone, the degeneracy. For the degeneracy and the cuckery alone, those kids should be taken away from that situation. Not even counting the drugs. I'm like, God damn. And to try to defend that shit, you're defending the indefensible, is what you're doing. Yeah. In case anybody was unaware of the situation or needs the Cliff Notes version, Nick Rekieta came onto a fucking live stream completely blitzed out of his fucking mind. Just looking like the Walking fucking Dead with coke on his nose, fucking playing with himself and everything. And it doesn't take Sherlock Holmes to figure out, like, hey, like, you look so fucking bad on this live stream that your YouTube parasocial friend group are having interventions for you on their fucking shows. Anytime your parasocial YouTube friend group starts holding interventions for you on their shows, what the fuck do you think is going on in the real world with your real family, the real people you interact with? What the fuck you think is going on with them? They're obviously going to organize something to a degree and try to come and help your ass. And it sounds like that's what they're trying to do. But Nick was just like, thought he was above it all or whatever. So like they had no choice. The pastor had to fucking, drop the dime, turn him in, get the kids out of that situation. And boy, it turns out it was way worse than anybody ever actually realized. Shit. I mean, Aaron Imholt actually sugarcoated that shit, really. Now there's several aspects to this case that I don't hear a lot of people talking about. And I heard, I think it was Kino Casino, and they went over what old Camel Toe was talking about. Well, they call him Camel Cast or Camelot, or I forget his name. He's the guy that sounds like Danny McBride, Kenny Powers. Like, all those people from that part of the fucking country all sound like they're Danny McBride doing their Kenny Powers impression. Hi, I'm Kenny Powers. Anybody seen that show, Eastbound and Down? That's who Camelot sounds like. I sound like Danny McBride doing my Kenny Powers impression. Anyway, fucking Camelot said that racket spends $20,000 a month on his cocaine. Like $20,000 a month on coke? Like, they found almost an ounce on him. I saw a Turkey Tom video where he said that the coke was all in separate baggies. It wasn't all in one bag. It was all in separate baggies. But he had a scale on him for the simple fact that he had a fucking scale on him. He's lucky they didn't get him for intent to distribute. Now think about this for a second. He's spending $20,000 a month on coke. He's got it all in baggies. He's got scales on him. It doesn't exactly take a rocket scientist to figure out what's going on here, guys. Breaking Baldo. Breaking fucking Baldo. That's what's going on. Breaking Baldo. He's dealing coke. That's what he's doing. He's dealing the fucking coke. When you're a coke addict to this degree and you do that much coke, what you do is you'll buy it an ounce or two at a time, because then you can sniff as much as you want, but then you'll also put aside, baggies, and you'll sell that shit on the side to make back enough money so you can buy another ounce or two of coke. So that way you could always stay in fucking stock. Anybody who knows, who's bought coke, knows this shit ain't fucking cheap. And he's paying 20 grand at a fucking time. Yeah, he's reselling that shit is what he's doing. He's fucking reselling it. He's a fucking coke dealer. He's lucky they didn't get him on intent to distribute. I don't think I've heard anybody else talk about this angle. Now, there's another angle to this too, because he's getting his coke from somewhere. Now, if you're getting your coke in that quantity, you're dealing with big time people, which means they came from south of the border somewhere. There's a good chance there might be a cartel connection going on here. Now you got to understand, Rackets, he's got a court date coming up. He's going to have to fight all this shit or whatever. Now, what if they dangle a plea deal in front of him? Like, hey, we're just going to give you a year's probation. All you got to do, give us your supplier. Roll over on your dealer. Who gave you the coke? Now, what if he is dealing with somebody that's connected to the cartel? You think the cartel wants that kind of heat? Like, Rackets, what I'm trying to say is his life may very well be in danger right now, whether any of us understand or realize it. Like, I'm talking about real Breaking Baldo type shit. He had a fucking AR-15 on him, for fuck's sake. Yeah, this guy thought he was like the white version of Scarface. Nobody's talking about this intent to distribute angle. Nobody spends $20,000 on coke a month just to have it go straight to their fucking nose. No, he's been slanging that shit on the side. I almost guarantee you, I would bet my right fucking nut on it. Yeah, there's something, if you go down this rabbit hole, I bet you find that there's a cartel connection. Because that coke's got to come from somewhere. It's got to come from somewhere. It's not being cooked up here in the States. Usually it comes from south of the border somewhere. Nicaragua, Colombia, one of those fucking countries. Yep. Oh shit, bitch. No need to trouble ya. I'm like cocaine straight from Colombia. As the fucking saying goes. Yeah, I mean, we could be looking at the tip of the iceberg here. I'm talking about some true Breaking Bad type shit. Like Breaking Bad? No. Breaking Baldo. Yeah, Nick Rekieta, I mean, his life may be in danger right now. Because if the cartel thinks that he's going to roll over on him, like, why wouldn't they not just go burn his fucking house down and just go Minecraft him or whatever? What do they got to lose? Shit. Yeah, that's the one angle nobody's really discussing right now. This shit could get gangster as fuck real quick. When you're dealing with that much fucking coke, and he's obviously dealing the shit, obviously. It doesn't take a fucking rocket scientist to put 2 and 2 together on this one. For the simple fact he had almost an ounce worth of coke on him. And it was all, like, and he had a fucking scale. Like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, fucking Rackets. And the funny part about this whole thing is, like, just the brazen attitude of Rackets. Like, he's actually going to try to run with some sort of angle that he is the white version of O.J. Simpson. That they're planting the coke on him. They planted the whole thing on him, and this is all bullshit. And it's a government, man. It's a government conspiracy, man. It's the government. I'm serious. This is the fucking angle this stupid piece of shit's trying to play.
The amount of bootlicking faggots out there who are like, the government said. All right. And by the way, bootlicking faggots includes a bunch of lawyers who at every other time will tell you, you can't trust the government. You can't trust the narrative. And now they're like, oh man, look what they said. Look what the government said here. And they're like, just so happy about it. You can always find someone's true colors when they have the opportunity to stand by what they say. And they don't.
Fucking Rackets. Who the fuck is he trying to fool? The government, man. Like, what government? Like the local Minnesota police precinct? That counts as the government now? Fuck, what a fucking... I hope he tries to take it all the way to the Supreme Court. Fuck, this is going to be good comedy for the rest of us. Stupid motherfucker.
Minnesota, Alice hero. Nick Rekieta, the degenerate cuckold. This life of sin has now paid the cost. Cocaine and whiskey fueled holocaust. Although he knows that he's in deep shit, if the bottle fits, then you must acquit. Videos at night, he'd scream and shout, but inside his soul's worn out. Swinger masks and twisted jest, neglecting children, their gentleness. Why, Rekieta, why did you have to lie? You chose to drink and get real high. A path of sorrow, dark and cold. There's no tomorrow for a used Baldo. Bars clanged shut, his future dim. Degeneracy consuming him. A world once bright, now shades of grey. Lost in vices every day. Echoes of the past so clear. Children's cries he couldn't hear. Once a lawyer, now a joke. Incarcerated, degenerate cuckold. Why, Rekieta, why did you have to lie? You chose to drink and get real high. A path of sorrow, dark and cold. There's no tomorrow for a used Baldo.
But don't pull this shit on me. You and everybody else, you're on YouTube, motherfucker. You're just a guy, white Brit ass nigga.
You know that it kinda hurts, living life with the sonnet you curse. Why, Rekieta, why did you have to lie? You chose to drink and get real high. A path of sorrow, dark and cold. There's no tomorrow for you.
That's what happened. That's what happened. There's no way around it.
Although he knows that he's in deep shit, if the bottle fits, then you must acquit.
White Brit ass nigga.
White bread ass ninja. Fucking rackets. What do you want to bet he wins a lolcow of the year 2 years in a row? Fuck. Yeah, the government definitely cares about some drug addict loser lawyer. Yeah, they're just trembling in fear in the halls of Minnesota's fucking mayoral office, trembling in fear of Nick's alcoholism and his fucking coke habit. Yeah, what a fucking joke. Cuckery. Fucking cuckery. Yeah, I'm telling you, growing up in an environment where your parents are in some sort of polycule with another couple, that is going to be way more harmful to those kids than living in the drug den. Oh, real. Like, how are they supposed to see what a fucking healthy relationship looks like when they're living in that atmosphere? Whole lot of cucking going on. Yeah, that Aaron M. Holt guy, boy, he's coming out as the biggest cuck of this whole fucking thing. You are the biggest cuck. Goodbye. Literally. Like, when you look at who's getting the better end of this deal, like Rackets, he's getting Aaron's old lady. She's way younger than Kayla. And, and Kayla, she's got 5 kids. April didn't have no kids. She's younger. What I want to know is what the sleeping arrangement was like, because they all slept in the same bed, supposedly. Now, since Rackets was basically the alpha in this arrangement, that Aaron, he slept on one side of the bed, and April slept on the other side of the bed. And then right next to April was Rackets. And right next to Rackets was Kayla. And then there was Aaron. That way, Rackets was sandwiched in between two women. Yeah, whoever's sandwiched in between the two women is going to be the alpha in that relationship. I guarantee you that was Rackets. Boy, can you imagine being such a beta male that you have to submit to Rackets and have Nick fucking Rekieta be the dominant in the relationship? Just imagine how much of a beta male you would have to be. Jesus fucking Christ. Because I've said this before about Nick Rekieta. He is Baldo Cuckins, the lord of the beta males. So if you are submissive to the lord of the beta males, what the fuck does that make you? The lord of the gamma males? Yes, that's what you are. Aaron Imholt, the lord of the gamma males. This guy, he just has no idea what a gamma male he truly is, too. He's out there admitting to all this shit. Yeah, a lot of people think he's lying or whatever. Like, yeah, I'm sure he is exaggerating on certain things, like where he tries to pretend like he's a badass or whatever. Like finding the fucking Nick's little vial of Coke next to his fucking 4-year-old. I doubt he actually chewed Nick out. He probably just sent April a strongly worded text message. That's probably what he meant by yelling, But everything else, I mean, he's already admitted to being a fucking degenerate cuckold who's submissive to Nick Rekieta. I mean, what more does he gotta? I mean, how much more lower could he get, really? And everything the fucking clown said was corroborated in the police report, basically. Yeah, it sounds like it was really fucking degenerate. Boy, if that Aaron Imholt guy ever finds the red pill and gets himself red pill aware, oh my god, he's gonna kick himself in the ass because he's gonna be like, oh my god, I'm the lord of the gamma males, is what I am. Yeah, I remember Nick Rekieta. He was on a stream. I think Joker was on the stream with him. Like, I've never actually listened to a Nick Rekieta stream or whatever. The longest I ever listened to Nick Rekieta was when he had Joker on as a guest. Joker, he's like this dude who does Manosphere content. And as far as Manosphere content goes, Joker is probably one of the most milquetoast dudes in that whole sphere. And I remember seeing the stream with Nick Rekieta on there with Joker, and it was literally like a small toddler, a little child in the presence of a man, like a real man. That's the fucking vibe I got watching that, seeing Nick Rekieta trying to talk to Joker about red pill shit, and like, damn, dude. And that's when I knew Nick Rekieta was a cuckold. That this guy lets strange men have sex with his wife while he watches. That's when I knew. Boy, that fucking stream, like, damn, this guy is a cuck and a half. This guy is a fucking beta male. Fuck. Then I remembered about the Baldo and shit. Fuck. Baldo Cuckins, the lord of the beta males. That's who this fucking guy is. Yeah. I had dubbed thee Baldo Cuckins, lord of the beta males, once I saw that fucking stream. Yeah, it's so funny when you see blue-pilled men try to, like, talk with red pill men. Like, there's just the level. It's just, like I said, it was like a child being in the presence of a real man. And Joker is basically like the most milquetoast of all those fucking creators too. Yeah, this is the type of shit that blue-pilled men do. Getting into polycules and cuckery and shit like this. Like, no red-pilled man would ever allow a man of Nick Rekieta's caliber to have sex with his wife. Or just have sex with his wife, period. I mean, goddamn. It's cuck behavior. Nobody engages in that kind of behavior that has any sort of self-respect or love for their partner. No. I can't believe that they had 5 fucking kids, Nick and Kayla. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. Those kids. The only question is, how fucked up are those kids going to be? Growing up in the polycule, that's going to be way more detrimental to their mental health than growing up in the drug den. But growing up in a drug den, and that's also a polycule, oh, fuck. Like polycule, what the fuck? Like polycule. It's like a polyamorous relationship where 2 couples are together. Like, what the fuck made them think that was going to work? two couples together in a relationship, and they were going to raise their children together. I guess Aaron and April were going to move into the house next to Rekieta, and they're going to have all their kids raised together too. Can you imagine how fucked up that would be? God damn. I know the social engineers are attacking the family unit, but have we really fallen that far to where polycules are now a normalized thing? No, they're not. Show me one fucking polycule that has ever worked. It don't fucking work because it's degenerate. It is an abomination in the eyes of God. That's what it is. Cucks. Yeah, men who allow other men to have sex with their wives are not real men, and they don't truly love their wives. And that shit was doomed to failure from the very fucking beginning, and we saw it all fell apart. Yeah, I guess Kayla had sent some sort of text message to Aaron Imholt, basically corroborating what he had also said. It sounds like Aaron Imholt stole her heart. She actually fell in love with this stupid cuck. Yep. What a fucking joke. Like, is that what this was supposed to be? Everybody was supposed to fall in love with each other, or like, oh God, just so gross, so disgusting. Cuckery. Degeneracy. All of this fucking shit. They don't even speak of this level of degeneracy in the Bible, no. This is some true fucking degenerate shit. This is some leftist shit. That's what this is. Leftist degeneracy. Polycule. Can you imagine that? If you're a married man, could you imagine any sort of couple that you would want to get into a polycule with? Well, actually, if I was married to Lena Dunham and somebody wanted to get into a polycule with me, and the dude's wife was Megan Fox, like, I could see a chance of upgrading here. Maybe I will do that. Just so that you could eventually, fucking kick Lena Dunham aside and then take Megan Fox aside and make her your woman, which is what Nick Rekieta's ultimate plan was. Let's not kid ourselves. This polycule bullshit was just a ruse by Nick Rekieta to steal Aaron Imholt's woman and to trade out April with Kayla. That's what this was all about, upgrading to a younger piece of snatch. Pawning Kayla off on Aaron and then taking April for himself. That's what Rackets' ultimate fucking goal was with this bullshit. Because according to Aaron, like, Rackets was like all fucking pissed off and like always looking at her text messages, and he was all like getting butthurt and jealous that Kayla and Aaron were having some sort of relationship, whatever. And like, how is the polycule supposed to work if people are getting jealous here? Isn't everybody supposed to be fucking each other? Like, anytime you start involving feelings, then the whole thing falls apart, basically. Yeah, it's called being human. Fuck, there's a reason why nobody does this shit. There's a reason why people have been doing certain things a certain way for thousands of years. It's because it works. It's because it was the way God intended. Man and woman getting together as a union, as partners in life, raising a family together. That's the blueprint. Not the polycule. Fuck. What the fuck? Degeneracy. Degeneracy consuming him. Yeah, the only thing more degenerate than all of this Nick Rekieta bullshit is Cider having sex with a she-male. Yes, Cider sucking on girl dick and saying that it tastes like cherry. That's the only thing more gayer. The only thing more fruity. Yep, full fucking real. Yeah, it's been revealed here recently that Cider loves girl dick. Yep, Cider loves girl dick. Boy, I love to see the fucking Kiwi Farms try to spin this one. Yeah, gather around, my children, and I shall tell you a tale. Yeah, a lot of people don't know about Cider LARPing around as a female Cindy Hyper, all that fucking shit. Listen to this. Listen to this.
Everybody knows the legend of Thomas Burpee, a.k.a. Cider Hype, LARPing around on the internet as a female. Cindy Hyper? If you don't know the story, gather around, my children, and I shall tell you a tale. Yeah, he created a female alt, and he had a Twitter account for a while, And he went onto Discord and he would do sex talk and shit like that. We got screenshots straight from the War Campaign Discord server before it was deleted. The deleted user that called itself Belladonna, Goddess of War, asks, "So, Cindy Hyper is your sister? Interesting." Spoiler alert, Cider doesn't have a sister. Cindy Hyper is Cider. So then Cider goes on to say, "Yes, through me, she found a new place to rebuild her online presence." Ah, interesting. Yes, very interesting indeed. What happened was Cider ended up taking the LARP a little too far, and War Campaign started making fun of him about it. Yeah, it's real. Cider LARPed around as a female. Yeah, while on Twitter, he gave Bean from PA a lot of shit, and Bean ended up blocking him. War Campaign. That's what they did. Yeah, they started shit with people.
It is important to recognize the need to express feminine energy. Unfortunately, some struggle with this. Things get backed up. Shameful outbursts happen. I'm sure a new dress and some fab heels would turn Moon Dougie's frown upside down.
War campaigner Dan Marshall would go on to say, "Love a dirty girl." And the Gaylord Roro himself says, "This captures your essence, brother."
SJW Club. We're a cum cult. I would appreciate if in the future, when you're making threats, that you get that part right. Where might this impotent rage come from? Do you masturbate often enough?
Cider would continue LARPing around as a female on the War Campaign Discord server for Roro and all the rest of the War Campaign to masturbate to. Fucking degenerates!
I learned my lesson with a 10-inch cock. I woke up like I had been hit by a bus, and my cervix had a throbbing sting to it. You're mighty brave to attempt a beastly length like that, let alone its devastating girth.
Cider's talking about taking a 23-inch dildo.
I'm not judging. I'm simply jealous that I am too small for such a feat.
She replies, "How small be you? I'm 5'8".
Nay, Belladonna, goddess of war. My vagina and birth canal do not spread far enough for even a beer bottle.
She says, "A sad life you have." Well, I'm more than just a nympho, but you get the point, and I'd rather y'all not get attached to me. So then Cider replies back,
Our Gaylord is more than a nympho as well. His tastes are as varied as there are stars in the skies.
There's confirmation, smoking gun evidence right there. Cider was creating material for Roro to jack off to. It gets worse. It turns out Cider, he loves girl dick. Yep, Cider loves girl dick. It is known.
Agreed. I have the same reaction. Can't handle man meat. That I don't know much about. Just trans girl dick, and that was cherry flavored. Trans girl dick.
Trans girl dick.
Trans girl dick.
That is Cider using his real name right there. He's not LARPing around, folks. Cider had sexual relations with a she-male in Jamaica. Yep, Cider had sex with a she-male.
I can't say why. We didn't know each other long enough to exchange dietary habits. Just a week in Jamaica.
Just a dangerous liaison. Yep, Cider had sex with a she-male in Jamaica. Or a Jamaican she-male. One of the two. Yeah, that boy gay. That ninja gay. Gayer than the day is long. Yeah, you're gonna be seeing Cider marching in them damn pride parades. No joke. That's the reason why he wanted to become mayor. He wanted to set up a local pride parade in his town.
Fucking Cider. Fucking Cider. Yep, Cider's gay. Been confirmed. There's your proof right there. Cider loves girl dick. Yeah, he wouldn't be LARPing around as Cindy Hyper talking about girl dick. No, he'd just be talking about regular dick or dildos or whatever. That was Cider showing his true self. Cider sucked on a fucking penis in Jamaica, whether it belonged to a Jamaican or just somebody else in Jamaica that just happened to be there at the time. Either way, Cider is gay. Yes, Cider is gay.
Thomas Burpee, a Mainer at heart, is one of the few men who cannot chart. Armed with a baggie and the internet, he will smoke weed until he forgets. Thomas Burpee used to drive the taxi. After he was done for the day, needed a waxy. He'd go up to his room, take out his stuff, pink Power Ranger suit to make him look tough. Oh, cider right, you got the cleanest gas in comics gate. Oh, cider right, your Photoshop some John on very great. Oh, cider right, sucking up the JDA's straight. Thomas Burpee likes his Rangers. They make him feel as if he brought the danger. But John gives him some money. It's the closest thing cider has to a honey. Oh, cider right, you got the cleanest gas in comics gate. Oh, cider right, your Photoshop some John on very great. Oh, cider right, sucking up the JDA's straight. Thomas Burpee loves his weedo. He loves to smoke and eat Cheeto. He used to write about Taxi Man, but he serves the pounding stand. Oh, cider right, you've got the cleanest gas in comics gate. Oh, cider right, 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 cider right.
Cider loves girl dick. Yep, cider loves girl dick. Big Daddy proved it. Yeah. If Cider wants to fucking come out and say that he never LARPed around on the internet as a female named Cindy Hyper, he can say that, but he would be lying. He would be fucking lying. Yep. Big Daddy just had to give Cider the fucking pedigree. Sorry. Let's see Kiwi Farm spin that one. Most of them probably sucked a girl dick too. So they'll fucking run damage control. Just like how they ran damage control for the Soska sisters, because most of them beat off to incest porn. Fucking pieces of shit. Who would have thought Keffels actually tried to do the world a huge favor, getting rid of the most faggiest website on the fucking internet since Reddit itself? Fuck. No joke. Yeah, one good thing about Kiwi Farms, though, they seem to have gotten under the skin of Nick Rekieta. Boy, yeah, it turns out he's one of those types that reads his own thread. Yeah. He's going to get lolcow of the year 2 years in a row. You watch. I mean, who else is leading the fucking charge right now, really? Maybe Ethan, a close second, as far as Kiwi Farm standards go. Cider loves girl dick. There's a reason why he loves LARPing around as the pink Power Ranger. Let's put it that way. This Thomas Burpee is one of the gays. Yes. Yeah. Fucking Eric July came out there and, well, a lot of people think Big Daddy is an Eric July hater. Whatever. You call me a hater, detractor, whatever the fuck you want to call me. But the bottom line is, I was honest with Eric July when nobody else was. Ethan tried to tell Eric his book was good or whatever, and then he turned on Eric later when he realized Eric wasn't going to promote him or whatever. Now, I was always honest with Eric from the very fucking beginning. My very first interaction with him on Kiwi Farms when he came on there, all I was doing was trying to help Eric, giving him good advice and shit. Yeah, that's how you know somebody is your real fucking friend. When they try to give you good advice to help you, to make you become a better person. People that just blow smoke up your ass, knowing that you ain't shit and knowing that your shit is terrible and it could be improved, but they see that they can get clout from you or whatever. Those are not your fucking friends. They never fucking were. All the people that told you that ISOM was good, no, those people just want clout from you. In many fucking ways, whether Eric July understands it or realizes it or not, Big Daddy was the truest friend that stupid piece of shit ever fucking had. Oh, fucking real. Because I was the only one who was honest with him. Who was fucking honest with him. If Eric July was to completely kill his fucking ego and go full samurai mode, a samurai, first thing a samurai does is kill his ego. If Eric July was to just simply kill his fucking ego and then go back and watch every single fucking video I ever made about that stupid piece of shit, he would come away a better person. Full fucking real, because I was honest with him. Nobody else was. In many ways, I was the best fucking friend Eric July ever fucking had, whether he understands it or realizes it or not. That's Big Daddy being 100 right there. But real though, I mean, if you go back and look at the advice, like the real advice I gave Eric July about everything, how to fix his comic, how to make it good, about how to be a professional, about how to just everything on every level, all I was doing was giving him good advice. That's what I was doing. But a guy like Eric July, a guy who is set in his ways and already thinks that he is the shit, king shit, and does everything perfect, if he hears somebody giving him advice on that level, but also criticism, what he's going to do is do the exact opposite of any of that shit. So in many ways, what I have done, I have become a fucking master of Eric July in many, many ways. Because by giving him the blueprint for being a true professional, a real fucking man, and how to make his comic better and his comic universe better, it will now never happen. Yep. In many ways, you can, if you got enough heat with somebody, you can control them and manipulate them. I talked about this on my last live stream. I got yeeted about how with Ethan, like, I got enough heat with him to where he fucking just hated my ass to where he wished death upon me. And then when I suggested to him on Kiwi Farms about how in order to grow his channel, he needs to start chopping his live streams up into small digestible chunks, 10-minute videos, that kind of shit. That way he can grow his audience. Well, his answer to me was basically, oh, you're stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to continue doing things my way, whatever. And he kept continue doing things his way for, X number of years while his channel stayed stagnant. Just recently did he start actually clipping his fucking live streams. Like, you should not be having your live streams getting clipped by Katie Did and Alyssa Clips and all this shit. No. You should be clipping your own fucking live streams and uploading that shit on your own fucking channel to grow your channel. That's what you should be doing. Your own clips should not be making their way to other channels. Stupid motherfucker. Yeah, he still hasn't figured it out yet, even though Anna, that Star Wars girl, tried to tell him, hey, you got to start clipping your live streams. But that's what everybody does anyway. They always figure it out at some point. And for him to not have just simply figured it out at this point just goes to show just how fucking boomerish this stupid motherfucker truly is. For the simple fact that he's still stuck in the era of blue pencil, light boxes, and scanners ought to tell you where this guy's fucking mindset is. If he was just to simply upgrade to digital, like I said, get himself a good digital drawing pad, get himself a real program like Clip Studio, and just surrender himself to it. Like that, he could take away his opponent's talking point of him having late books or whatever. Because anybody who's ever made the transition from traditional to digital knows your workflow fucking increases almost tenfold, if not more. So all of this fucking bullshit that he's doing, like I said, for example, Heather Swain's hair. Like, this is another reason to kill off Heather Swain. Because it takes too long to draw her fucking hair. My God, how long does it take for you to draw Heather Swain's hair in one fucking panel? 12 hours, 24 hours? It would only take you about 10 minutes at the very most if you created a special paintbrush and then just upgraded to digital. Because then you just do the hair like that. And like, boom, like that, onto the next panel. Oh, but that's cheating. That's cheating. Yeah, I've said this before about the people that still live in the era of light boxes, blue pencils, and scanners. The ones that didn't embrace the digital era. The people that are in the digital era that don't embrace AI, they're going to get left behind the same way the people got left behind that are still using blue pencils, light boxes, and scanners. No fucking joke. AI is the future for everything. Prompt crafting. So you gotta do, learn a good prompt craft. Yeah, at some point, people like Ethan are going to become irrelevant. And then you can just make a comic just by typing shit into a fucking prompt. Prompt craft. How you put a prompt together. Wordsmiths. True orators. Writers. That's who the future belongs to, the writers. That's what the AI is basing all of its written shit off of. Yeah, at some point, well, what you can do is you can take screenshots of all of Ethan's art, not just from Cyberfrog, but going all the way back to Green Lantern, Flash, all that shit, and then you could feed it into an AI. And you could have the AI create a special style based just on Ethan Van Sciver alone. And then you can create a comic based on that style alone. Like that technology exists. Yeah, and in about 3 years' time, probably, maybe even sooner, comic artists are going to become obsolete. Yeah, the future belongs to the writers. So Ethan better get his fucking book out while he still can. He's probably got about 3 years' time. If he's even alive by then, if a fucking itis doesn't take him. I mean, he did get the jab after all. He did get the jab, let's not forget. And anybody who got the jab, well, I mean, shit. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to get the fucking stream yeeted like last time. Shit. But you know. And if you don't know, and now you know, a ninja. Yeah. 2.5 hours, fuck. Maybe we'll close the stream down. Ripped it for quite a long time. 2.5 hours is a good stream. But maybe we'll close it out and hit even 3 hours. Or maybe slightly below 3 hours. Yeah. Talked about a lot of shit tonight. Some good esoteric topics, some good conspiracy topics. DMT entities, Bigfoot, that kind of shit. AI. YoungClippa getting arrested, rackets. Cider got exposed as being a closet homosexual. Yeah. Real good stream. Hopefully YouTube doesn't fucking yeet it. Record it while you can. As soon as it's over, record that shit. I've learned to try to record my streams immediately after they're done because you never know. You just fucking never know in this day and age. Boy, that last one was fucking fire too. Almost 4 fucking hours. Yeah, podcasts killed the video star. That's what will be said in the future. Yeah, nobody watches movies anymore. You see Furiosa Bomb? That fucking movie that was based off of, the Mad Max spinoff, Fury Road, whatever. Remember Fury Road, that movie that came out? Shit, it's been almost 10 years now since that movie came out. Well, I remember way back in the day when I heard that they were going to make a new Mad Max movie. Boy, I was so fucking stoked, thinking that Mel Gibson was going to come back and reprise the role. Because to be honest, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome is my, if not top 3 favorite movies of all time. It might actually be my favorite movie of all time. Because Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, it's one of those movies that just, it gets better every time you watch it. There are very, very few movies that get better every time you watch it. Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome is one of those movies. Anybody don't know what Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome is? It was the 3rd movie in the Mad Max trilogy. Well, you talk about each movie, just completely different in tone from one another. Like the first Mad Max, it was basically like modern day, like, yeah, some shit's kind of popping off, but the police are still functioning. society is still functioning. You can still go down and get an ice cream at the local parlor. But, you know, there's some biker gangs riding around, these real bad biker gangs. Then the biker gang kills Max's family and he fucking takes them out. And that's Mad Max 1. And then Mad Max 2 is like, boom, we got full-blown apocalypse. We got wastelands. We got Mad Max driving around with his healer and his fucking V8 Interceptor. We got the Humongous. And he has that epic chase where they're coming after him. They think he's hauling the fuel, but it really is full of sand. So it allows the other people to escape. And then you got Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. It's like the hero's journey, completely like deconstructed, but like retold in a different way. You got Mad Max. He goes to Bartertown, and then he has to he's forced to fight to the death against the Master Blaster, and then he's exiled to the fucking desert, and then he becomes a savior to a tribe of lost children, and then he comes back to Bartertown, and then he gets the midget, and he fucking escapes, and they have that epic chase at the end, and there's just so much to that movie. You just pick up something different every time. Like I was just thinking about it the other day, and the whole thing going back for the midget and getting the midget. And of all of the things in Bartertown, that midget was the most important thing to get because he's got a lot of knowledge, this one. Yeah, a lot of people don't respect their elders nowadays and don't understand like the wisdom that old people have, and that if shit really popped off, like old people would be the most valuable resource there is because they know things that other people don't know. But boomers, oh my God, today's boomer, oh shit. Yeah, boomers, oh fuck. Yeah, boomers like to say, weak men created hard times. It's like, my brother in Christ, you are the weak men who created hard times. Fuck, they really don't get much more weaker than the boomer. They really don't. Yeah, but then we have Furiosa, the movie that came out, the spinoff from Mad Max Fury Road. Yeah, I remember when Fury Road was announced, I'm like, oh, fuck yes, finally we get a new Mad Max movie. And I thought Mel Gibson was going to come back. But anybody that remembers, like Mel Gibson, he said some shit about some of the people that you can't speak of by name. The ones you can't not speak of by name. Those ones. The agents of chaos. Mankind's foil. Like, oh no, you spoke the name, and basically cursed himself. And then thus he was never able to reprise the role of Mad Max, play old man Mad Max, the role he was destined to play. The sequel to the fucking movie that was supposed to come after Beyond Thunderdome, the greatest movie of all time, one of the greatest movies of all time. Like, no, we get deprived of a Mel Gibson Mad Max. But at least we get a Mad Max movie. Tom Hardy, I mean, he's no Mel Gibson, but hey, at least we got a Mad Max movie. And just for the simple fact that we got a Mad Max movie, people were fucking just happy. And then Fury Road came out, and it was a badass movie. It was so many cool fucking action scenes. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. It was one of the greatest action movies of all time. But in many ways, how I said Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome is a movie that ages like fine wine, like literally gets better every time you watch it. Mad Max Fury Road, on the other hand, that is a movie that ages like a carton of cottage cheese. Yes, you talk about a movie that did not age well at all. Yeah, every year, Mad Max Fury Road, it gets worse. It really does. And I think that is one of the main reasons why Furiosa bombed so badly, is because the fact that Fury Road is a movie that ages like cottage fucking cheese. Oh, fucking real. When you look at Mad Max Fury Road through the modern day lens of what they did to Hollywood and what they did to culture in general, Mad Max Fury Road is woke feminist trash. It fucking really is. On several fucking levels. I'll explain. Yeah, literally, it was just a big old just taking a dump on the patriarchy and propping up feminism. Yep. Mad Max was basically sacrificed at the altar of the man-hating feminist agenda. He played second fiddle in his own fucking movie. He fucking did. You could tell Miller, the director of the movie, he wanted Furiosa to be the main character of that movie. He wanted it so badly. But he's like, but this is a Mad Max movie. Like, we can't have a Mad Max movie and not have Mad Max be the main character. So when you really look at it through, when you strip away all the window dressing, Mad Max basically played second fiddle in his own movie. Now this on top of it not being Mel Gibson, and then Mad Max playing second fiddle in his own movie. And then when you look at the plot, the fucking plot, what is the plot about exactly? Well, you look at Immortan Joe. He's this wasteland warlord who took basically this apocalyptic scenario and tried to make the best of it as he could. Took lemons and tried to make lemonade, as the saying goes. He had access to a small reservoir of water that was capable of doing a small but precise thing, and that was a hydroponic garden involving lettuce. And he had a group of mammary milkmaids on tap, so he had a good protein source. He had this vegetables growing on tap, and he had milk on tap, and this in addition to have an army of sons, and you look at his whole setup, his whole compound. Like, he had some people that were hanging around outside. They were refugees. Yeah, they were like thirsty and they wanted water, but they were alive. He kept them alive. He still gave them water every now and then. But Immortan Joe didn't have to keep those people alive. No. He could have killed them and ate them for food if he truly wanted to. No, but he was being benevolent. He decided to allow them to live, give them a little water every now and then. And then you look at Furiosa. What did Immortan Joe do to Furiosa to warrant her turning against him? He gave her a position of power. He gave her prestige, clout. He gave her glory. And you look at his harem, the women that ran off with Furiosa, his small harem of women, 4, 5, 6 girls or whatever. Literally, all they had to do was just fuck him every now and then. And in exchange, he gave them food, shelter, clothing, protection, safety, a future, life. And what did they repay? How did they repay him? They decided to just run off with Furiosa, steal a bunch of their milk or whatever. And so Immortan Joe is like obviously pissed off, like, hey, we gotta fucking go after these motherfuckers. And like a Mad Max just kind of gets swept up in the whole thing, becomes a side character in his own fucking movie. When you really strip away the window dressing and look at it for what it is, Immortan Joe was the tragic hero of the story. He was. Furiosa was the villain. For fucking real. Immortan Joe was the tragic hero of Mad Max Fury Road. They fucking killed him and they came back to his compound, took over his compound. What happened then? I want to see the sequel to Mad Max Fury Road. You see Furiosa take over Immortan Joe's spot at the compound or whatever and runs it much better. No. That's not going to happen. What's going to happen is the whole fucking thing is going to descend into chaos and anarchy. You saw them, they opened the floodgates, they let all the water loose, then all of a sudden they can't water the plants no more, all the plants die, all of the mammary milkmaids fucking get kidnapped, raped, and killed, nobody's got any fresh milk anymore, the whole thing falls apart, all because women decided to take over and run things. And that would be brilliant if he actually made a fucking sequel and had it be that, and have it be a whole microcosm about the dangers of allowing women the reins of power in society. Have the whole thing be a cautionary tale. Boy, it would be perfect. God damn. Obviously never happened in this day and age, in this woke fucking bullshit culture of Hollywood and all that fucking shit. Yeah, that would be a good movie though. But yeah, I would like to see what happened to Immortan Joe's compound after Furiosa came back and tried to run the show, I guess. Somebody's got to take over. Fuck. Yeah, the whole thing descends into chaos and anarchy. That's what fucking happens. We don't need another girl boss. Lord only knows how we've paid the costs. Faux fucking real. Faux fucking real. As far as pop culture goes, everything you've ever loved and cared for, if it has a male protagonist, it will be killed at some point. Not just killed, but sacrificed. Sacrificed at the altar of the man-hating feminist agenda. We don't need another girl boss. Lord only knows how we've paid the cost. We don't need another girl boss. We don't need another girl boss. Stop nailing the patriarchy to the cross. We don't need another girl boss. Lord only knows how we paid the cost. Look at the truth of what it is today. They sacrificed to Luke and they gave us Ray. Strong women good while the men are bad. Created Furiosa instead of Mad Max. We don't need another girl boss. Heaven only knows just how we paid the cost. We don't need another girl boss. Stop nailing the patriarchy to the cross. We don't need another girl boss. We don't need another girl boss. We don't need another girl boss. Stop nailing the patriarchy to the cross. For real. Yeah. Sung to the tune of the Tina Turner song at the end of Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. We don't need another hero. Yeah, if they're going to do any story about a character in that universe, we already know the story of Furiosa. Let's hear the story of Auntie Entity, how she became she rose up through the ranks as a young Abo woman and became the leader of Bartertown. I want to hear that story. That's the fucking tale that should have been told. Fuck. We already know Furiosa's story. She fucking fell in with Immortan Joe. She lost her arm somehow. She was with the many mothers. She went rogue, ran off with his harem, then came back to the compound and let everything go to shit. We already know Furiosa's story. I want to hear the story of Auntie Entity, the young Abo woman who became the leader of Bartertown, the female girl boss that knew how to run shit right, the anti-Furiosa. Yeah, let's hear that fucking story. Yeah. Not enough people red pill aware, though. Too much fucking blue-pilled cuckery. Like I said, Aaron M. Holt, him and Nick Rekieta both. Blue-pilled cucks. Yeah, one of the greatest things that the mainstream did by attacking the MGTOW movement, Red Pill, the Manosphere, all of that shit, was it made that knowledge that much more powerful, that much more esoteric, that much more valuable to society. And what it basically did was it elevated people like Big Daddy to the level of Gandalf, basically. Yeah, I mean, I'm basically like a fucking white wizard. Like my levels of knowledge. Like if you would take my levels of knowledge about life and then compare it to like Aaron M. Holt and Nick Rekieta, these people are like little children compared to me. Like, for example, like cucking. Sharing your wife, polycules and shit like that. Like it takes a really, really childlike, blue-pilled, beta simp mindset to accept any of that fucking shit. If Nick Rekieta and Aaron M. Holt were red pill aware, they would have never in a billion years engaged in that kind of activity. They wouldn't have shared their wives. They wouldn't have fucking done none of that shit. The baldo, the degeneracy, none of that shit. Yeah. Yeah, those who attain true red pill gnosis in this day and age, they are now going to ascend to basically Big Daddy levels. It's not going to water down the fucking shit. That's what it's going to do. You know, I was looking at one of my videos the other day. They say that whenever you do YouTube videos, if you go back and look at the first video, or two, like your first set of videos, usually they're pretty cringe. But I looked at one of my videos the other day and shit, I'm telling you, it aged like fine fucking wine. It's even more relevant today than it was when I made it so many years ago. The red pill and fatherhood. Yeah, I made this video. Yeah, let's go ahead and watch that video that I made so many years ago. And you will see just how fucking relevant. It's even more relevant today than it was back then. And think about how it relates to Nick Rekieta and Aaron M. Holt. How if they were red pill aware, how they would not have acted in such a way. The red pill, this is the key to pulling Western society out of its fucking rut and have us ascend to the next level. These fucking male feminists, they're a fucking cancer is what they are.
Yo, welcome to the show. Today we're going to be talking about a subject that hasn't been hit upon very often, and it should be hit upon more often. And that is how fathers have basically failed their children at almost every level possible when it comes to arming them with the tools necessary to take on the real world. They've failed, okay? Let's face it, most fathers out there, I mean, look back at your father. He was probably a blue-pilled beta simp, and thus he passed on those blue-pilled beta simp traits to us. And we ended up, making mistakes in life because we were following the stupid teachings that our blue-pilled beta simp father had taught us. But he was just basically doing what others had done before him, and so on and so forth. There was a time when women weren't completely ruined, of course, and you could actually, do the types of things that people used to do, like have families and, stay together, raise children, not get divorced, not have your life ruined. But things changed after feminism. And one thing our fathers never did was warn us and red pill us. Now, this is the importance going forward. If you're a father, you need to red pill your kids, not just your sons, but your daughters as well. Your daughters need to know about the wall. They need to know about the importance of, finding a man and locking down a quality man before they hit that wall. Because if they find themselves alone post-wall, then their chances of being with a quality man diminish significantly. Fathers need to be teaching their daughters this, and they need to teach their daughters about pair bonding, about the importance of not just giving away your virtue to any man that comes around and then sleeping with a whole bunch of men, because that ultimately ruins you, and it makes you a terrible partner and a terrible wife and a terrible mother. This is lessons that fathers need to instill with their daughters, and they warn their sons about the treacherous nature of women, about the Jezebel spirit, about how to look for it, and understand that any woman who operates under any sort of, feminist auspices or any degree of feminism at all within her, that you can't trust that woman. You can't be in a relationship with her, because there's a good chance that if you end up in a long-term relationship with her and you have kids with her and marry her, that maybe the relationship will last 4 years tops, and she'll eventually get bored with you and she'll end up cheating on you, and then you'll find out about how she cheated on you and you'll call her out on it, and then she'll end up calling the cops on you, and then she'll take your kids, and then you end up paying alimony. And we've seen this happen literally millions of times. Hell, I can count on 2 hands how many people I know of personally, friends and family members, of which this same exact story has happened. And fathers, they need to warn their sons. They need to raise their sons right and how to identify these types of women. And they need to raise their daughters properly on how to not become these types of women. That way we can break this vicious cycle. Now, this is a lot of how this happened was single mother culture. There is no fathers in the picture. And a lot of people are being raised by single mothers. And the fathers that are in the picture, they're just blue-pilled as fuck. And they don't know how to raise their kids properly and arm them with the tools necessary to take on the real world once that day comes when they need to get out there in the real world. And you get these poor men who are raised by these blue-pilled beta simps, and it turns them into prey for these wicked Jezebelic women. And they prey upon these men. And it's a sad state of affairs. Fathers need to step up the game, and fathers need to become red pill aware, and they need to raise their children with full-on red pill awareness. This is the key. Well, I've ranted and raved long enough. Hopefully you fathers out there who have children take to heart what I've said. Red pill your kids. There's never too young of an age to start red pilling your kids. And if you haven't had kids yet, red pill them if you have them, okay? Don't be a blue-pilled beta simp and fucking set your kids up for failure in life by not preparing them mentally for what's going to happen to them, okay? Gotta fucking prepare your sons and daughters for that real world. Warn your daughters about the wall. Warn your sons about the treacherous nature of women. Remember, the red pill, this is the fucking key to saving Western civilization, I'm telling you. And the only way it can spread is if fathers fucking man up and start teaching their children the red pill. Because I'm telling you, when you blue pill your kids, you're fucking them over, basically. You're setting your daughters up to take in the feminist ideology and thus basically corrupt and destroy them. And you set your sons up to be destroyed by these women. So remember, fathers, red pill your kids. And if you're going to have kids, make sure you red pill them. All right, we're going to go ahead and close the show out. Remember, keep spreading that truth. Keep on red pilling. And never forget what is best in life. What is best in life? Crush your enemies. See them bleed right before your eyes. Hear them scream. Please don't let me die. Lamentation of the women. Feminism is a sin. Lamentation of the women.
Aged like fine fucking wine. Even more relevant today than it was back then. Yeah, Nick Rekieta's children and Aaron Himmelt's both being raised in an atmosphere and an environment like that. Fuck, they're not being raised with red pill awareness. No, they're being fucking immersed in blue-pilled cuckery. Hopefully they won't pick up any of those bad habits. Yeah, like I said, even worse than being raised in a drug den is being raised in a cuck den. Fuck. For the simple fact that they were being raised in that level of degeneracy alone, those children should have been taken away. The whole fucking rail. Yeah, we're almost at the 3-hour mark. We're going to go ahead and close the show out. It's been a fun one, guys. We talked a little bit about Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, Tina Turner earlier. Let's go ahead and close it out with the Tina Turner song. Thanks for coming out, y'all. It's been a fun one.
Looking for a job in the city. Working for the man every night and day. But I never lost a minute of sleep. Worrying about the way things might have been. Big wheel keep on turning. Hurting pride, Mary keep on burning. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Rolling, rolling on a river, rolling on a river, rolling, 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 rolling on a river. Cleaned a lot of plates in Memphis, booked a lot of time down in New Orleans, but I never saw the good side of the city.
till I hitched a ride on the riverboat queen. Big wheel keep on turning, ride man keep on burning, rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. I said rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. Rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. If you go down to the river, bet you're gonna find some people to live. Don't you ever worry if you got no money. People on the river are happy to give. Big wheel keep on turning, ride baby keep on burning, rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. I said rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. Rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. From Blaine down out of place down in Memphis, the pump down out of team down in New Orleans. But I never saw the good side of the city until I hitched a ride on a riverboat queen. A big wheel I keep on turning, daddy's proud Mary keep on burning. Rolling, 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 rolling on the river. I said rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. Rolling on the river. Proud Mary. Take a little of the old Creedence version, a little of the old Tina Turner version, flip it Big Daddy style. Yep. Fucking masters of war, the wars of chaos. Fucking boomers! Here come you masters of war. You that build the big guns, you that build the death planes, and you build all the bombs. But you ain't never done enough but build to destroy. You play with my world like your little toy. Put a gun in my hands, then you hide from my eyes. You turn and run further when the fast bullets fly. You done thrown the worst fear that can never be heard. Fear to bring children into this world. For the written in my face, unborn and unnamed. You ain't with the blood that I runs in your veins. Like Judas of old, though I'm younger than you. Even though Jesus wouldn't forgive what you do. And I hope that you die, and your death will come soon. And you're part of your casket on a pale afternoon. Watch as you roll down into your deathbed. And I'll stand over your grave till I'm sure that you're dead. Here come you masters of war.
It doesn't matter what comes, fresh goes better in life. With Mentos fresh and full of life. Nothing gets to you, staying fresh, staying cool. With Mentos fresh and full of life. Fresh goes better, Mentos fresh is. Fresh goes better with Mentos fresh and full of life.
Mentos, the fresh maker.
God damn it, April. I thought I told you never to come around here again.
I'm